Yes, welcome to the Mulgrew!
Yes! What a show today, Si.
Oh, what a performance yesterday for you, young man.
You used to it, weren't you?
20 seconds in and it's out already, fucking hell.
By 7:30, mate, he didn't know if it was Pancake Tuesday or Sheffield Wednesday, mate. Here us standing on end and Wonder Bar. Giving it all
Couple of
sorts.
power hours, mate, plenty for me.
The 20k offer got put out again.
What's it?
He's offered people 20k.
Him to take it?
What's he offering?
20k like his
off
ass.
Did you hear about that one? No. See, I'd just left Aston Villa and I went to Magaluf and somebody took a picture of me asleep on a sofa in a pub. But people were commenting underneath it and the headline in the press was that I was, what was it? I was offering people to lick my arse for 20 grand.
20k like your ass. 20k like your ass.
Best story. Tell him what happened last week when you liked somebody's Insta pic. You wrote on it.
Oh, aye. So, you know, you can reply to people's stories. It's just a wee box underneath. But see when the box isn't there, there's a wee type button. I thought that was just reply to a story as well. So I've replied to somebody's story. Everybody can see it, mate. So what did you I'm not telling you, mate.
Come on, please. Please, what's going on?
Holy Mother Jesus or somebody wrote on it.
No, Jesus Christ Almighty, wasn't it?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. He loves that one.
And then he wrote Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, this guy's
Send me, mate, like you creepy bastard.
Oh, no. He's brilliant.
Mate, he's a hero, mate.
That's a genius.
I'm in tears thinking about your performance yesterday, man.
Fame last night, son.
Can't do it at 7:30, mate, honestly. What a guy, man.
Did you get papped? Did you get papped to
Papped it under my...
I get papped out. Fucking hell.
Oh, brilliant, man.
Mate, what about your Friday night when you were going to the air game, Charlie?
That's why I phoned you Friday. I had a spare ticket for the air game.
Me, Frankie, Slaney went to Pisano before it. You didn't usually eat a lot. We ended up getting, because I was playing, you got we split it, but Italian cheese board, pizza,
The
and the
cheesecake.
cheesecake was amazing.
Coffee as well, ice cream.
So I go, I'm gonna need to shoot to the toilet before we go here. Get all that building up. So I'm doing there for like 5 minutes, and he's like, I'll get one when I'm down there at air.
I've got to do a shite at air.
And then I come back and he's like, mate, I need to go down there. My stomach's in turmoil, man. 40 minutes, mate, on the pan.
No, 2
I had
hours.
to go to the air. Were you there for 2 hours?
2 hours I sat in Pisano toilet. Couldn't move.
I had to go to the air game without him, just me and Frankie, because we're going to be late.
You just didn't go?
Couldn't get off the pan.
Didn't he want to go to the game, did he?
He didn't know, I know, just saying it.
Decided early though.
We were at Thursday as well. Tell me, you done 35 quid on Greg's?
Aye, 35 quid in Greg's. Thursday was brilliant, mate, wasn't it?
You must
Yeah,
have got the full show. 35
He
quid.
never owns Greg's, mate, huh?
2 12-pack of sausage rolls.
Mate, the weather's been amazing though, hasn't it?
How much better?
Oh,
is it?
your life's unbelievable.
Top at night, so remember the night out we had with Scotland, back in the 19th.
He put it at the windy.
Big Stephen, oh that one. I thought you were talking about when we went to the 21s. Remember the guy for Chelsea? Is it Stephen Watt, is that his name? We were wet behind the ears, mate. We turned up, sat at this table, just a table for 2, mate, and just sat there. Big man's came out, he's like, what do you want to drink? And at that point we didn't really drink, so we just panicked and went, vodka Coke. Big Stephen Watt, he was big time, mate. He was at Chelsea, get a few quid. He's come walking out into a 2-litre bottle of vodka and put it on the table with a fucking bottle of Coke and says, help yourself, lads. We'd never seen bottles getting bought, had we? We would just, if they went to the bar, Full bottle. all of a sudden he was buying bottles because he was at Chelsea, but
He was another one that spoke like an expat, didn't he? He had that broken English accent, didn't
I
he?
don't think I've ever told this story on here about me that night.
What was it?
So, geez, oh man, I'm getting nervous here. I think this. But that night, you remember what? I think I told it. On here? I think so, aye.
But you tell it.
So I'll tell it from my point of view. So we were getting a night out. It was your first of all, like, we go back to the very start. I get a call on a Sunday afternoon and says, for Rainer Bonoff, saying, hi, it's Rainer Bonoff, you're called up for the 21. So I'm like, oh, buzzing. So he's like, we're travelling tomorrow, come to the hotel tonight, bring your suit. Or was that my dad's pinstripe suit?
Oh
my God. So I turned up the hotel with a suit on that's too wee for me, I've had for years, and a big pink tie. I put a tie, why I put a pink tie on? I turned up and Rainer Bonoff went, it's not a wedding, lad. I was like, trying to get the tie off.
I told you it was a big
Area start. The knot was massive.
Oh,
A big massive knot on it. So I took the tie off, up to my room, horrible start, into my room to share with somebody. And whoever I was maybe sharing with obviously went, oh no, there's a new boy in the squad, I'm not sharing with him. And left. Because there was stuff all over the room, like sweetie papers and all that, and I was in the room. Next morning, I don't know any of these boys, man. Like they're obviously older.
come down the next morning and he's sitting, I was buzzing because we were in the 19s that together. But hey, I was wondering what suit he was going to have, right? He had these dash pinstripe suit on and he was down past his knuckles like that. And he'd, I swear to God, he had his breakfast in the suit on, right? And I had my wee suit that was too wee for me. And I just saw him and I was like, yes! So we just hung about together. He had his dad's pinstripe. I was like, have you put that suit for? He's like, he'd quiet his head and he's like, it's my dad's. It was unbelievable, man. What a laugh we had. And then I had a big pair of Ben Sherman shoes on with like a stitched arrow. Remember the arrow? You were just caning the arrow stitched into them with a big pointy two on them. I took a spider's eye out.
Why is Rainer Bonaparte and you to wear suits to bring?
Because they all got Scotland suits and us two are turning up with like two. He's got a pinstripe and I've got a wee tiny hang on with a thing. We never had ties or anything. So we travel with the squad like two oddballs.
Oh, that's amazing. What was the under 19 you were talking about?
Oh, so that same, I think it was the same trip. It was definitely one of our first trips away and they said, right, night out, so I'm like, I think me and you were like, no, we're not going out. No, we'll just stay in. There was a couple of boys playing the PlayStation that we were like, we'll stay with them. Then it was like, we'll go out and we'll have a drink. We'll just go out and have a drink. And then he started buying the vodka and we started getting into the vodka and all that. And I just remember, obviously I'd never drank out of bowls coming to tables not before, so you're just pulling your own measures. And I remember just walking outside going, oh no, man, I need to sit down. As soon as I walked outside and the fresh air hit me, or I don't know, I just went and I was like, I couldn't stand up, so I sat between two motors and I was like, I'm absolutely gone. I was like, I'm gone here. So I spewed everywhere. And then I was like, I need to get back. So I stood up and I started walking across the road and I was like flagging down taxis and all that. But people were I just remember this vision of people swerving around me. Next minute I black out. Next minute I wake up and I'm going through the hospital in a hospital bed. The next time I wake up.
No chance.
And it's just bumping through like that.
For drink?
For drink. I open my eyes. And I'm like, I'm in a hospital here, but I'm not gone. I just shut my eyes again. Next time I wake up and I'm like that, and they're jagging a needle into my finger because I got a shock. I looked back to sleep again. Next minute I wake up and I'm back in the ambulance and they're going through my pockets. And they're asking me where I was staying. I couldn't even speak. I was gone. They found my hotel key, took me back, dragged me to the hotel, but we shared with the first team, remember? They had a game that night, so we always played. And then the first team would play that night, so it would be 5 a.m, get back, blood all down me, like spew all down me, get back to the hotel room, like absolutely gone. Next morning, we'd have walk at 11, I remember. I'd get back at like 5 or 6. Don't know what happened. Must have fell asleep in the ambulance. Still to this day, don't know.
That night was just wild, mate. I remember when I walked out the nightclub about 3 a.m. The first thing I seen, I looked across the road and Big Buzz. Remember Graham Smith? He was actually on his hands and knees crawling.
Something was going on. Something was going on because see the lift was off. I went to get in the lift and it was off because somebody had spewed in the lift. The cleaners went cleaning the lift. I was bouncing off every wall, and the cleaners were just looking at me like that, and I was like, I don't know what happened, and it was Whittaker had spewed all the lift.
Steve Whittaker?
Aye, so Scotland national team were getting up the next morning, there's a lift off because the 21s have spewed in it. We were absolutely, I don't know what they were feeding us.
Was that Bonoff again?
Bonoff was a manager.
Did he say it? Did he find it?
So apparently like, they didn't let him know, but Maurice Malpass, who was assistant, he knew apparently, but he never ever said anything. But then later on squads told me, the younger lads who had, like James and all that, saying that when they first used to meet up, that was used as an example, but they didn't know the full story of what I've just told there. But they knew
paramedics think, why is this boy wearing a pink tie?
Yeah, it really should
have wedding. Obviously been at a wedding.
Oh, these two are brilliant, aren't they?
Any annoying you this week? We spoke about the other day, holidays are coming up. What about when you're sunbathing and your boy or your missus stingies you with water, cold water?
Ah, it's pathetic, that.
instant rage, innit?
It could be the worst thing in the world, innit?
Sometimes it's because they've jumped in the pool innit, and it shoots back.
You're
like, who was that?
What you did? You idiot! Somebody bombs in the pool and it's split. Nothing worse, man. Anything else? What else? I've got
Ross,
something.
will you get in any peeves this week?
Nah, no really.
Getting
Somebody want to tell me why we pay for fucking road tax as well?
Oh, good, mate.
Fucking potholes, mate.
that the
They're
van?
massive as well. The van's tyres are fucked, mate.
You try to horse in the back it and you keep going over bumps.
It's good suspension it's got, but
That is true, mate.
potholes everywhere, man.
Charlie
And they're
and bugging
massive.
Can I think? No.
You're quite laid back though, aren't you?
I can't think. Nah, I can't think.
So what's up
Not
with the
prepared for
if the
this.
fans go back
The
to
fans have got, there's a good one, when your wife takes a bin bag out the actual bin and doesn't put another one back in, and then you go and tip someone in the bin and it
Aye, no bad.
in the bag. Beans or something on the bottom of the bin, which is fucking the worst. What else have we got this week? We've got fancy designs on the top of coffees with the milk. Absolute waste of time. I need to agree, man.
No, I like it.
How?
I think they're into you.
They're in even to give you love heart.
Do you get a love heart or no? I always think when the love heart comes, they're trying to flip with you.
They're doing it with Guinness and that as well now, aren't they? You were getting wee flowers.
I was getting me flowers on my Guinness
yeah.
yesterday. Huh?
I think it makes a difference, but if you get a nice wee, it looks nice, the presentation, because they're just like fired out of.
Cannon.
Aye.
You know what I mean? What did we get? Remember we put out last week for the fans to come at us with pet peeves for us? What annoys us? Do you remember that?
We were
Did
getting
it-
caned.
Were we?
Getting caned, mate. Couldn't
He's
even.
a couple.
Used to putting snus in was
Putting
it gone?
snus in during the show. I don't think
Atletico
that's...
Bilbao, they said they were calling it Snow Rocky Bilbao or something like that. It came up quite a bit.
Nobody said Athletic Bilbao.
Do you think that's,
No, we
do
did
you think that's a
Bilbao,
myth?
innit? No, Balboa. They're saying Balboa, we say we never said Balboa.
Somebody's
No way.
put receiving gifts for your in-laws that need built.
Aye,
The
no,
father-in-law's a joiner and he'll still not even build it. He leaves it to you to build it. That comes back to your story. Ross Docherty apologised to me last night at Wonderbar for his performance on here.
But you know,
Steaming first night, he came running out as I was like, alright mate, he's like, just need to apologise, man. No stop thinking about it since. Never said a word. Sat there like a mute.
You've just absolutely added to his fear now.
I know. But he wants to come back on and make up for it.
but mate, it was because he was on. He was brilliant that day, remember? You were on that show, that's why.
thought it
that
was
was when
fine.
you came on.
I think the best story you ever tell is the one with the Wendy house.
The guy with
I was in bits, mate.
Oh, it was amazing.
I was in bits.
that was
That was the last
amazing,
one, wasn't it?
mate.
This is the last one for Michelle Ray Crane. Pet peeve site. I seen a grown man cycling with no hands. Get a grip, mate. You're 40, not 14.
Nah, way you there, aye. Pathetic that.
But I do enjoy doing it.
What's he doing with his horns? Just fucking get him on the bars.
Amazing. Right, Slaney, we were there yesterday. As always,
How
the
was it
show's brought to
yesterday,
you by
lads? How was
Clubhouse.
that? So it was mobbed?
What a place, man. That. Great
Good.
place to watch a football, innit?
Very good.
Who was there? Just
Busy
two
as
years.
well.
Nice.
Did you get food?
We got, no, we never got food actually. You were absolutely smashing the cruise campus, weren't you?
You had the same amount, just Guinness, you madman.
No, I was a wee bit behind you,
He's
mate.
killing me, ain't he?
And everyone did mention the 20% off.
Brilliant.
People came up to and said thanks for the 20% off their food, didn't they? You were quite popular in them.
It was a good atmosphere in there, actually. I didn't expect it, but people were celebrating the goals and all that, getting involved in the game.
That's what it's like in here, mate. It's
Well,
brilliant.
this week,
Oh,
what a show,
brilliant.
and they've got a second leg of the Champions League quarter-finals, Villa v PSG and Dortmund v Barca on Tuesday, plus Inter v Bayern and Real Madrid versus Arsenal on Wednesday. Who you thinking going through that? Arsenal going through it.
Arsenal's through.
How good are PSG?
PSG have won it, I think, mate.
I think they could win it.
Think so?
So good, man.
How's Ancelotti won all that the trophies, mate? He just does that gun there. Just gets 11 boys in and goes, right, on you go, doesn't he?
They're out, mate.
They've no tactics, they've no shape.
They're out now.
They just go and play, mate.
Usually,
I'd love
but
to play under him, but
Would you? Just that freedom.
he just seems like an amazing. Everybody says an amazing guy, doesn't he?
So Arsenal's through, Barca's through, PSG are through. Villa's not coming back for
No.
I don't think.
But he's done some job as well, Emre, isn't he?
Credible.
I wouldn't write the math fast, what is it, 3-1?
3-1, but PSG are a joke, mate. I think PSG will be even better here.
I know, but Villa are decent at home.
Mate, the amount of players that drill with PSG is amazing.
Villa, for fuck's sake.
Well, they were shite at home then, mate.
Played against you one of your first games after you signed there, one of your early on. Remember?
Who were you at?
Blackburn.
Blackburn at the time.
Blackburn.
aye.
How did the game go?
I was probably
I can't
shite,
even
mate.
remember how the game went.
Why are you putting your... Why are you probably shite?
Nah, I was fucking shite nearly every game I played
you
for them,
weren't.
mate.
No, you're a
But you're a
No,
top player.
for Villa. I was poor nearly every game.
But that was near the end, was it no?
That gate for it.
Not the start, mate.
That gate fucked you,
That
man.
fucking gate. I know.
Fucked you, mate.
What do you
Killed
think
me.
that was? Just mad how some teams are like, it's like that sometimes, eh?
Aye,
Just didn't settle.
Wasn't even that, mate. There was a few things, to be fair. Like, I'd sort of split up with my missus just as I was moving there and that as well, when you weren't seeing the kids and... Aye, mate. it was
People
just
don't see things like that though, do they?
No,
Like,
mate, they
there's
don't.
so much. There's
That's what I
so
mean.
much to it, isn't there?
I think the club could have done things differently as well, mate. They could have protected you a wee bit, but the amount of times that they would throw you under the bus, keep bringing up the gate situation, and that, just because they wanted you at the club. But they could have done it in a different way, and it could have ended a lot better. Do you know what I mean?
Just keep stop talking yourself down though, mate.
I know, you're
What
a hero.
player you were, mate. What a
And
player.
of course, the big one Thursday, lads, Bilbao versus Rangers in the second leg of the Europa League quarter-final. After Liam Kelly's heroics and Ibrox kind of did.
Aye.
You think?
By the way,
course they
I don't know, we might need to cut this. Am I allowed to bet, aye? Am I allowed
Aye, you can bet that, huh?
Oh wow, my cash out the other night.
What
so
happened?
I done 3 draws in the Europa League.
Right.
50 quid was getting you £2,500 back or something. So I opened the app at half time, they were all draws. And I went, look, see how this right, but every time you're watching the thing, it's going up all the time, your cash out. Got up to about 250 quid, and 7 odd games were roughly about 70 minutes. I was like, I'll just let it run. But then it came up when the Rangers had scored, and I've just, the Bilbao had scored. But my TV's a wee bit behind, so I've cashed out, because it's went right down to 58 quid.
No, it had been, and it
Cashed
came in.
out.
Tell me never cashed at 58 quid, and it came.
58 quid, cashed out. So I 58 quid for 50 quid. I thought I got a free bet there. Oh, I nearly took it away. So I watched it. We watched it unfold. It took about 2 minutes to unfold, and I was like, that's offside. Then I'm like, oh, it's a penalty, yes. And then he says the penalty. I'm like, oh no. And then Man U scored, and we're celebrating. Me and Josh are celebrating. And then Leon scored, and it's just, it was the biggest roller coaster ever. 58 quid I cashed it.
And you
So
would have
won
won £2,500.
£2,500 for 50 quid.
Oh, that's sickening.
I swear to God.
Is that why you're at Kelty training?
No,
After it?
No, I was after, just in
Thursday there.
just Thursday.
On
there.
Thursday there, Mate, that's a sickening, that.
That's a sickener.
Two and a half bags after you've just been, after you've just left your jobs
got
out, you
a
need
fiver
it.
each way on Justin Rose last night. Justin Rose at 70 to 1. 70 to 1 at the very start.
Right.
A fiver each way on him. So I watched the whole thing.
Playoff.
And it went to a playoff. He gets beaten a playoff. I swear to God.
What a week for you, big man.
Unbelievable.
One of the best. Also, just on the Clubhouse, there's no better place to watch, obviously. Book yourself a table at the link in the description box below. Also, big news, the Open Goal Live going out this week.
Wednesday, 5 o'clock. The show was brilliant. Roscoe won it down London, mate.
The London one?
Aye, it's coming out.
Good, man. It's good.
Is that coming out to watch?
Aye.
But only for lock-in members.
Aye, so make sure you sign up.
Make sure you sign up, definitely. It's worth watching. What are you going to say, sorry, mate?
No, it was good after it that the boys stayed behind and had a beer with all the fans and that had travelled down.
Aye, but I thought your beef with O'Hara was
There was a real beef there, wasn't there?
tense. I thought in the dressing room it could go actually too far, but you dealt with it.
Thought he done you a wee bit.
I thought you could have stood up to a bit more, but I'm not listening. I don't want to get involved with it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're a bit coy, weren't you?
Nah, no coy, no. Just,
Did you hear about his song choice for trying to get us up for a gig? Go on, Roscoe, stick a song on. If you fall, I will catch you, I'll be waiting.
The dance one.
Time
No.
after time. No,
Cyndi Lauper.
The
mate.
original.
original,
Aye.
mate.
Great tune.
They turned Cyndi Lauper off for who was it you put on?
He put on Fields after night, didn't he?
No, never.
And Martin O'Neill.
No, never. I was up his arse, but I didn't do that. Alexander Butt, wasn't it? Bad Boys.
That's what you came out to. So there you go, 5 o'clock for a lock-in live stream. You also be able to watch it if you sign up to our YouTube membership, but you can join for as little as $1.99 per month.
Aye,
Can't go for
unbelievable.
that. Not only we get to watch the London show, Martin O'Neill, Jamie O'Hara and this man, but a membership also gets you access to our weekly bonus content, including our Wednesday lock-in live streams. That was good last week, wasn't it?
Oh, brilliant. That's probably it's been the best one yet last week, wasn't it?
Aye, good
And then
one.
Kev will be back, I'm sure, won't he?
Kev will be back next week. And of course, keeping the ball on the ground. Plus, where we put our members' questions to our podcast guests each week, which we'll be doing with Charlie at the end of the show. Make sure you don't miss out on our online lock-in for loads of bonus open goal content. To sign up, just click the join tab on your YouTube page or click on the link in the description box below.
See, before we just go into Charlie and ask how everything's gone, can you just give me a lookalike each from a skydive?
Who you looked like?
Coming down.
Robert Bruce's dad, has that been said?
Nah. Oh mate, tell him what happened at Eusebius with the priest.
A priest came up to us, didn't he?
This is how
Remember that
sharp
day?
he is for it.
So he did.
So he did, he's like, I love the show. What did you say again to him though?
Can't remember.
Or was it Stokes Well or
He
something
went, do you
like
not think they swear too much?
that? That's what he said.
He's came up to my side.
But I need the skydive, lads. I need it because it's been so positive, obviously. But I want a lookalike each for when you seen the face with the mask in it.
Drop Dead Fred.
Man.
Who?
Drop Dead Fred.
Who's that?
You never seen that movie?
Movie, aye.
He gets his heat caught in the fridge. His fucking face goes away out here.
I thought you did look a wee bit like Roscoe.
Oh, it's unlucky, mate. You know.
Roscoe.
There was a resemblance to Roscoe when you were coming down.
You've done a bungee jump, haven't you?
Aye.
Mate, I don't know how anybody could do that.
Why did you do that?
So I don't know, I just seen it. I thought I'm going to give that a go.
What?
the nine apper, it was me, Rocco, who else was there? Remember when we went back in the day? Mikey McGlinchey, Conroy and that, and there was a big, at the beach we just seen the big crane. That's what I'm going to get a go.
Just you?
See when I went and done it, they tie your feet up and all that, but they've got all the pattern, so they weigh you first and then they give you the ropes for your weight.
Right.
So when he'd done mine with that, he's shouting up to the guy who weighed me, why have you gave him a medium? He should be a large. We'll just leave it, it'll be fine. So they saw the wind up, but you're like, no, make sure make sure it's right. And he's like, he'll be fine, it's alright. And he just gives it a wee, and they've all got and you're like,
that's unreal pattern.
Aye, it's brilliant. You're looking, well, it's not brilliant at the time, you're looking, smiling at it, and then you're getting up and that's in the back of your mind. But I had this thing where I jumped and people would say watch, in case you came up for rope grabbing around your neck, horror stories. So I done that when I jumped, but I stayed like that the whole time. So even when I'd stopped, the thing had stopped bouncing and I was at the bottom, but I was spinning like fuck like that. Like I mean, 100 mile an hour just doing like corkscrews like that. So see when I came off it, I couldn't stop, I was chalk white. I was in the back of the scooter, somebody was driving the scooter and I was getting back like that, I was gone. Like the worst, you know the Walsall's times a million, that's how I felt.
Were you sober?
Sober, aye.
Just during the day, did you fancy that?
Just went all day, aye. Jumped.
Never.
Aye.
You ever done it?
No, not
Guy,
like that,
you step out the gate and the guy just shuts the gate behind you and he just counts to 3.
And just fucks you down?
No, you need to jump.
Oh, do you?
Oh no, I couldn't
See,
do that.
see when you're skydive, did the guy push you out the plane?
I
would hate that. See, they're not expecting to go.
Do it yourself, put your legs out, and then you dangle there at the edge of the plane for about a minute yourself. Well, not yourself, but he's still on the plane.
The way he put the goggles on you, mate, he stitched you up there.
I emailed him, saying you've ruined my whole skydive experience.
What did they say?
He didn't get back to us. But I had set up, she did the night before, I had set up in the house, I was going to get a big massive picture of me in the sky, floating.
What, on your living room?
Aye, but now I can't do it now.
How?
Because of the goggles.
Get it up, it's even better. It's the best video ever. Get it up.
Have you ever seen his house? It's just pictures of him everywhere, mate. There's 3 kids. Just pictures of him playing with Motherwell and Celtic everywhere, mate.
Amazing.
Not another picture of a kid in sight, mate.
But mate, I don't know how he can, he was a brilliant guy, that guy, but I don't know how he's got away with it. We're up there about 30 seconds before we go, and I'm locked in, so I can't obviously move my glass. I said, mate, gonna you do it? But he's just fucked me. I went, no, I care in the world. And it's obviously squashed my nose. Mate.
Looking cracking in it, mate. How's the love life this week, alright? Flying again?
Quiet, mate.
You were a popular boy on Thursday.
No, quiet as always, mate. I've not seen it.
What happened Thursday?
He was getting quite a lot of attention, remember it?
But I've not seen it because when you tell him or Andy, mate, they come and see it. That man with FIFA all day.
And she pulled you up for it, huh?
Oh, it was raging, aye.
Right, delighted to welcome Charlie back to the show. How's it been, mate, since leaving Kelty last week? We were actually sat with you just after you resigned.
So it was, aye. It's been a bit of weight off my shoulders, aye. Good feeling to finally get it done.
What was so hard about it?
Just
Did you know straight away as well, mate?
It's weird because you spend the last 5 years, 7 years of your football career, you're starting to plan to think what you want to do. And as you know in this show, I've constantly said I've got a passion for management and how I see the game and I want to go and do it. But until you're actually in it and doing it, you don't know what you're getting yourself in for. And the truth is, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the it. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some times where there was a couple of games where we had great performances. We played 2 games top of the league and the boys were brilliant and it was great to watch for that time, watching the other team try to work out what you're trying to do and try to sort it. And I said to the boys after the game, you must have enjoyed that. It was brilliant to see, and they did. You could tell the reaction, they loved it, and I enjoyed watching it, but that's just so short-lived. And then you go back into preparing for the next one. It's
Did you
just
get wearing that pink tie on your first day?
no, the tie, it was not.
Size of that.
No.
But, mate, do you know who called it spot on? Davy Martindale, when we went and interviewed him. The words he said couldn't be any truer. Victories, you didn't enjoy it, it's a relief, and you forget about it straight away. And see the defeats, mate, you beat yourself up all week, man.
So see then all the work that goes into it and all the sleepless nights, and it's not like me at all. I sleep like a baby, but I'm up during the night thinking about what I'm going to do. And it's not just the tactics, it's the who you need to speak to and who you need to make sure is all right, and the boys you've not played, and kind of manage all that situation and then organise training and put on training. And it was only part-time. So I think to myself, you go into a career and you want to get to the best, so I think you got to go as high as you can. So I think if I'd gone full time, how would I feel? I'm like, I couldn't get any worse than becoming a full-time manager. That's mad to say that, because it took a lot for me to admit that. For somebody that sat for years and says I want to be a manager, and MD knows how passionate I was about that side of the game, but actually didn't know anything about what it entailed until I was in it. And the honest feeling was that I didn't enjoy it. And see, to admit that to people close to you and admit it to yourself, it's hard, because you're almost embarrassed to go, I've spoken about this, but I wish I had, during my career, had got a taste of it somewhere, and I could have went back and probably enjoyed my last 5 years of my career. Not that I didn't enjoy them, but I could have had that gone, do you know what, I'm not going to go into that side of it, so I'm just going to really focus on this. So it's just one of the things. Listen, the club were brilliant behind the scenes. The boys were brilliant. Can't ask for any more for them in the club. It's me. I could sit here and blame and make excuses and all that. It wasn't for me, and I didn't do well enough at it. That's the facts. No matter if I sit here and try and blame other things, ultimately I was in charge. I was a manager. What I'd done, I could make the choices. What I'd done, the board gave me permission to get on with my job. They were brilliant. But ultimately, I never done it. And no matter what I say and who I can blame and how it went, it falls on me. And I could fully hold my hands up with that and admit that. It just wasn't for me, mate.
How soon into it did you know that it wasn't for you?
Oh, listen, I was only there for 11 games, so...
Somebody says you kept the kids in the motor longer than you had that job. Did you see that on Twitter?
Unreal pattern. People love that, don't they? They think that bothers me. It's like, no, that thing, I've done Hibs yesterday for my Premier Sports, Hibs Dundee, and I'm walking down the side of the track to go and take my seat. Grown men are shouting, "Get a job!"
I'll be like,
what do you know? And I'm like, Jesus, man, it's mental. But aye, that's the way it was. It's
so, but how long into it? Sorry,
I don't know. You go through bits and pieces, so there is wee bits you enjoy. You're all figuring out. So in that time, you're like, right, is this it? And you're in amongst it, so you're not really going. It's not until maybe 3 or 4 weeks before I actually resigned, where I started to question, right, now you know what it entails, now you know what the job is. Are you enjoying it, right? And there's hard times in every job. I mean, your football career, we all come through a football career where you remember the good times, but there was so many hard times out, you know, taking boys' spaces and older boys in there. Like, I remember Craig beating Paul Lawson and Wallace and that when we came up. They were like, they'd smash us in training, and you'd train with the first team and they would smash you. There was loads of hard times getting left out, getting injuries. All these things when you're making a football career. So you understand if you want to do it in your life, there's all going to be hard times, but I had to weigh up whether, is it something that I want long term? Best case scenario, in 20 years, do I want to go in 20 years and live this life for 20 years? And the amount of stuff you need to sacrifice with your family and your kids, and it's like...
What he said to Jim Goodwin, you asked him, how do you enjoy this?
I said to a few managers, spoke to Tony Docherty, spoke to Jim Goodwin, spoke to coaches, and it was like, how are you? They're saying, and I was like, I don't know how you enjoy it. I don't know, but everybody's different, so I can only speak for myself. They obviously get their enjoyment somewhere, or they've got their own reasons that I don't want to speak for them. But just for me, I was like, it's constant stress. You're under constant stress, and I was only part-time. And no disrespect to Kelty, it's not the biggest fan base where there's a lot of fan pressure. The fans were brilliant, and a lot of the fans turn up. A few of the fans turn up at training. You talk away to them, and it's quite a close-knit club. There's not a lot of fan pressure, so that was probably the best easy way in to ease yourself. But you put the pressure on yourselves as a professional, try to get the best out of your team and stuff, and I just didn't enjoy it as much as I thought.
I never enjoyed it. Remember, I was like, when I was the manager, couldn't enjoy it.
Could you go back into it?
No, never. Like him, it's not worth it. It's not worth the stress, mate.
But do you think, Charlie, if you go to the summer and you could maybe get your own players in and really make it yours, it could change, or is it just that overall feeling that this isn't for me?
So when I think about getting to the summer and starting the job in the summer, or getting to the summer and getting my own players in, it would be good to have your own players and exactly who you signed and all that. That would be good, obviously, but then you're still doing the same job. You're still doing the same job, and you've still got all that stress of can you sign him? What's my budget? Am I bringing him in? And you've got all that. You're constantly 24 hours a day thinking about who you can bring in and new contracts. And so yeah, that was the other thing. We're coming to the end, and there was boys obviously coming out of contract, and you're having to manage that scenario while maybe they're not playing. And the one thing, the way I done it all was just tell the truth. I told the truth to every single player. I don't think anybody can deny that. One player can deny the fact I didn't tell them the truth whenever I spoke to them. Sometimes they didn't like it, but it was saying the best possible way. But I said the truth about myself as well. So if I talk about boys, I say, listen, you need to start playing. If you want to get in the team, your contract's coming to the end of the season. If you want to continue being here or get somewhere else, you need to start playing games. Mm-hmm. But admitted that, like, you've got 6 games to save your career. To some of them, I said to one of them, I said, but so have I. I've got 6 games to save a managerial career. That's the bottom line. That's the truth that in management you need to. I just want a manager to tell me the truth. So, but to be fair, this wasn't for me. I don't know what my next role will be within the game. If it is, who knows? I'm just going to play it by ear.
You think managing, you're going to be on the training pitch and you're picking the team, but that's like
the last thing you do.
That's the last thing that you're thinking about. There's so much other stuff that you need to deal with, mate. You actually can't be fucked dealing with, mate.
Do you think managers actually enjoy the job?
Mick loves it, mate.
Does he?
He fucking loves it. Genuinely loves it.
But
I think
he's one of few. I would say he's one of few that would be my guess. I don't want to speak for anybody, but I just see a lot of stress and manage a stressful life. And I've never had more respect for managers than I do now, having experienced that. I'm always that type of person. If I'd never done it, that burning desire would always be there to try it. So the fact I've tried it, the respect I've got for managers, like, the stress they live their life under, you've obviously experienced it, and they're full time and they've got a massive fan base that's demanding for them. I mean, how do they live? What else do they? How do they give time to family and friends, and how do they actually?
You can't, mate. You can't even speak about anything else because all you're thinking about is.
Does it just take care of your whole life?
Wow, constant,
it's mad.
See, when people speak to you, mate, nothing goes in. You're there, mate, but you're not there. Do you know what I mean?
So you talk about other managers, though. Can I just ask you about one manager in particular?
Who?
Jim Goodwin. Why is he playing in goals for an over 35s team?
Mate, do people know this?
How's that happen?
These boys are going in.
Who told you that?
You were playing against my mate.
I know, I marked them at a corner and let's go.
Did you?
Goodwin goes in goals.
What a question.
I thought it was a wind-up that he was playing in goals.
No, well, this team get made recently where we're from, or his missus is. I know he's Irish, but his missus is from.
Where does she play?
She's a right back.
Right back.
So this team get made, and obviously he was in the group chat, and then somebody said he's gone in goals, and he turned up and went goals. He was absolutely brilliant.
Is he?
So we played Easterhouse the week before, and we conceded 6. We got beat 6-4.
What, and he was in goals?
No, and the next week he came in and we won 1-0 against the team, your mate's team, who won the Scottish Cup twice.
Clean sheet,
but he was unreal. They were pressing him, and he was like playing round them, so the strikers were so frustrated. And then the one thing you think, if they shoot and target decent, one went to tap in for 35 yards and he
plucked it out.
Back pedalled and plucked it out of the bar and gave them a corner.
He should have played in goals. See that year you got relegated, he should have just played in goals. That goal you had was rotten, man.
Did you not play a game? Was it last year with Doncaster City, or was it?
He took me out to dry. He thought,
8 minutes.
obviously I wasn't fit or anything like that, and he's phoned the manager after the game, pretending to be me, saying,
why did you take me off?
Why you take me off?
First of all, I phoned him on the way up. It was a guy called Twiggy, right? He'd no connections in football whatsoever, but Willie Mackay had just gave him the job for this team. So when we scored the winner, he turned around to their coach, because their coach played at a level and had his badges and all that, and was trying to get them playing properly. He went like to their coach and went like, fuck your badges. As soon as we scored the winner. So on the way back up the road, me and Scotty Lawler are driving up. I had no socks on because I'd used my socks for the game. I had no boxers on because I had no slips.
Right. So you had to wear your own boxers playing?
In boxers playing, driving back up the road. So me and Scotty, we'll give Twiggy a call, right? So we phoned Twiggy, he's like, blah, 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 and chatting away, thanks for the day and all that. And no bother, lads, great. And he says, what about Roscoe? And he's like, wanted to take him off at half time, right? So about 20 minutes later, I was like, Scotty, we'll phone him back, kid on my Roscoe. So I phoned him back again. Twiggy, how you doing? with Helman Numbers. He says, Roscoe here. All right, Roscoe. I said, what'd you take me off for? He's like, I didn't want to take you off. I thought you were doing well and I knew you would score and all that. I thought you would score and all that. And I was like, my boys were there to watch me and I was a bit embarrassed not coming off. Not, did you think I was in bad shape? Well, he's like, no, I thought you looked all right.
Did he drag you?
60 minutes or something. See, to be fair, mate, he could have dragged me after 15. I was fucked. I hadn't even been training. He just phoned me up one day and says, you want a game? And I'm thinking, must be 5-a-sides or something.
Where'd you play number 10?
To be fair, it was one of the worst football games in history.
What were you doing, like following upon that?
No,
I just didn't have the ball at all.
it was one of the worst. It wasn't even football. It was like the worst pitch in the world.
How dry was it as well?
See, after 10 minutes, I was thinking, oh, this is going to be the longest game ever. The standard,
Terrible.
like, our over 35s team or our over 35 would hammer them. It was shocking, wasn't it? It was bad.
Why did you else played?
Wes Houlihan. Houlihan was
what a
decent.
player,
was good.
But he'd only recently retired a couple of months before that, so he was phenomenal.
Just talk us through your performance.
Mate, I must have touched the ball about 4 times.
The funniest bit was when you get put through and goal, you were clean through and you just stopped because you knew you weren't getting it. Somebody slid you down the side. He just stopped.
I was outside.
I saw the flag. He put his flag himself. I'm off. Didn't you? Flag himself. I'm off. Get the flag up.
If I had to open up, I think my hammy would have went.
Get your fucking back. Was that your first game for how long?
Oh, there was years, mate. See, the worst thing about it is, right, so when I played, I would always try and get into wee pockets for the ball and that. See, every time he was coming forward with the ball, I was making my angle in behind the defender so he couldn't do it. I'm like, yes, yeah.
What did you say to him when he dragged you in it?
Thanks, I think. Fucking
It was
cheers.
weird. We were lining up to come out, and it was like that other team was like a mining village, and they'd 800 fans or something there, all drinking cans, and they were like, from me to you away as we were coming out the wee bit to go out, and they were like shouting stuff. There's no
Proper pelters, aye.
Aye.
Well, they getting you a bit.
Aye, they were gearing us a bit.
What
right
about
up
the over
close.
35? Do you get boys saying stuff to you?
I've only played 2 games. A boy tackled us last week and was like, fucking up your diving. He tells a bit of aggression behind it, you know what I mean? I was like, fine. But I pulled my hammy the second game.
Have you?
Went for 10 minutes and turned and sprinted forward and pulled my hammy.
So you done now?
I'm not done. No, I'll be alright.
But you're out for just now. I'll play by the way.
I said to you, aye. No, it was 2 weeks ago. Next game's Friday, so I've done a couple of games of 16. That'll be alright.
He's done a training that day. He's just playing on Friday.
I should play.
Fancy
You
it?
should play Roscoe.
No chance. By the way,
love to see you
just on that, Doncaster City, mate, they were getting beaten till I come off and they ended up winning.
The striker that came on for him scored 2. The big boy, and then he got a move. He was fuming, he wasn't playing. He got a move to the other team who...
Mate, he came on trial at us. He's Kilbride.
Big tall boy.
Striker, I remember I texted you saying this boy played to use it. Came on trial with us.
No way.
Swear, mate.
He was alright.
He was bad, but he was wanting a lot of dough to come and move up here. Do you know what I mean? I used to know that. I'm the game up.
See,
But, was
the manager of that other team, he's now the manager of Doncaster City.
Aye, that's right. Fuck your badges.
So
you know the
Twiggy's-
badges.
Oh, is he now the
Twiggy's been
Twiggy's been
binned.
binned.
How did that? Was it through an agent that I came about? Huh?
No, that's what I mean. He just phoned me one day and says, you fancy a game of football? I didn't know what it was, what level, whatever. I thought it was maybe 5-a-sides or something.
It was funny because Twiggy had family up here. He obviously got the English accent, and he didn't. It was Twiggy was the manager, so he's like, I've got family. All right, whereabouts Twiggy? And he's like, obviously didn't know the proper name, but he was calling it Cumberland and Old. Right, I've got family in Cumberland and Old. Right, so he just kept going, Twiggy, you've got family. Where is your family? And he's like, Cumberland and Old. So seeing the phone, we're kidding on, it's him going, Charlie was saying you family up here, Twiggy. He's like, yeah, I'm Cumberland and Old.
Well, when you phoned him, you kept phoned that.
So funny.
That's genius, man. What do you think Slaney like in the Be Inspired?
I went for the bag of jeans and all.
looking
Give something that you would like.
No.
Just give something that you would do.
With the wee hoodie there. It's nice that, innit? Like there's the wee arm there. Lovely hoodie that,
Get the
innit?
badge in. Act hard, act like you're hard. Act like casual.
Get that red. Do you like that, Charlie? Would you wear that?
That's lovely. Aye.
Beautiful, that nice wee fit that, innit?
Lovely,
Roscoe.
mate. Lovely, mate.
You're looking good.
Thanks, mate.
Well, big news for the Be Inspired lads. It's new style season for our clothing partner. Some of you know Be Inspired is our official clothing partner. Be Inspired was founded in 2013 by friends and ex-SPL players Mark and Rob will have vision to create premium menswear that stands out from the crowd.
Mark played last week in that game.
Over 35?
Aye.
Is there a lot of
He
people
plays,
playing them, aye?
Do you still
played,
play sixes or sevens as well? No.
Aye. 60s, aye.
You like playing football,
Fancy
didn't you? Like playing football, didn't you?
Get a run about it,
Playing 4
aye.
games a week, man.
Remember your big banana shoes
Oh.
What was that?
at the Masters up in Aberdeen?
Got
You
in for
got-
1995 at the Nike outlet. The
Bishop Briggs.
And I went in there in 1985, brilliant. But I'm a size 12, right? I put them on, but they were definitely not a 12. I don't know if the box get mixed up or whatever, but they were massive. Just nothing worse than your toes just like that for the end.
Did you not apologise for your performance after it?
Oh wow, it was like that.
You started well.
The Astro was like that, so the ball was bobbling in, and the rule was they had to leave one in their half.
That's right.
So we get killed by
Counter.
try 5v4 and they counter. If you don't score, they just throw it.
Was Petrov not
Boyd
going
was
off his...
perfect at it.
Was Petrov not going off his nut?
Raging, aye.
Who were you?
No, not me.
Was it Michael McGovern he was supposedly screaming it?
Oh, I scream at McGovern. To be fair to McGovern, right? McGovern wasn't great.
Fuck's it.
He wasn't.
Jim Goodwin's playing the next
Jim
one.
Goodwin's in goals the next one.
Like Lewis, Boyd Lewis for Aberdeen was brilliant.
Joe Lewis, I
Joe
think, was
Lewis was
very
unreal.
good.
But he'd been training with Man U for the last 2 years, or the last year.
Who, Joe Lewis?
He was a training keeper for Man U.
Was he?
He was just turning up and training with Man U. He was the the
You
fourth
should
keeper.
play, mate.
Just
What
a
a
training
job that
keeper.
is, man.
He scored for his own box, did they know?
Aye.
That's right, he scored for his own box.
He was brilliant.
Just on Be Inspired, all new styles have landed at Be Inspired HQ and you don't want to miss out. Shop their best selling twin sets, like a twin set for holiday.
I love a twin
Nice.
set. My favourite. Remember the last one I had, the wee green one?
You look cracking in it. It
Unbelievable.
was like David Moyes on his holidays, huh? Remember I said that? Shorts and tees just in time for the nice weather. Shop the latest drop online at beinspiredclothing.com and in-store at Glasgow St Enoch, Glasgow Silverburn, Newcastle Metro Centre and Dundee Overgate.
I love the wee one you wore, the wee sort of fitness one, the training.
The gym gear's really nice,
Beautiful,
mate.
mate. So if you're going doing that sort of route, go for that. You looked amazing in that,
Thanks,
mate.
mate. Cheers.
Love to see you in it, mate. I really would.
Why no? Roscoe.
And you as well. You look really good going down to London, actually.
I did.
Remember, you did.
You
Looked
look cracking.
unbelievable, mate.
And the hoodie.
Yeah.
Nice.
You liked it, didn't you? The fit and all that as well.
Beautiful, mate.
And just for our open goal listeners, lads, we're giving you 10% off your first online purchase. Simply use code GOAL at checkout. It's our way of saying thanks for tuning in. The link to score yourself some new gear is available in our video description. On that London trip, who was the two things you were speaking to after it?
The Aras, you're playing darts
And you
with
were
them.
playing darts now.
Oh, we were trying to get them on the arrows. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
How
I
did
don't
it
know. I
go?
don't know who they were. I
They
don't
were
know.
loving him, mate. The two of them
They
are
were
fighting there.
loving you.
They're just
The two of them are fighting there, yeah.
your teen
telling you.
here, aren't you?
What's the Sainsbury's summer collection like?
This is Sainsbury's, mate. Aye.
You know that's where he goes for his clothes, Sainsbury's?
Nice, that.
That is nice.
I mean, the wee jumpers and that are quite.
It's the one in Pollock, innit? I seen your trolley outside the fitting rooms. So he goes and does his shop, but he also gets clothes. So sometimes you'll have like his full shop and he'll need to put the trolley outside the fitting room while he tries his clothes on.
That's starting to happen a loaf.
How's it comes on my jump?
Oh, fucking hell.
You see balls while you're outsiders.
Fucking hell.
You look amazing, mate.
What is the summer collection like?
I don't know, actually, mate. I've not been in a while. I
You
didn't
should
need
get
some.
in touch with them, mate. They should
Didn't-
get a deal there, genuinely.
What, on the food?
No, just wait. Mate, what you got to do now? Just see how it goes.
Just see how it goes.
You
Like,
can take care of the media, genuinely.
You're made for the media, mate, innit?
no plans, just gonna see what happens, see what comes up, see what do a bit of media and see what.
How hard was it
forward.
doing a game after you'd been beat the day before as well? You had to get yourself and go,
I know, that was horrible. That was the worst.
what is it?
Aye, because obviously you know what to start thinking other games when you're just concentrating on yours and what happened in yours and try to sort that. And I was like, when you think about so, even though it's part time, you're constantly. So as soon as a Saturday's done, Sunday I'm getting the game clipped up. Obviously, don't have an analyst. I had to get my own analyst. Who actually I'd watch the game, then I would send him the clips to then clip it up to show the boys, and it's constant work. So you're always thinking, right, what clips will I get? What will be the best? You've only got them part time, so. No, it was hard to go and do another game when you're just kind of thinking.
See how you had like a way of playing in your head?
Mm-hmm.
Did you need to change that quite quickly? Or did you stick by that?
No, so when I went in, when I went into the situation, obviously Tidza had left, had done a good job and left and went to Dunfermline, and then I came into a team that were doing quite well. So I've always said to you, formations wasn't massive in how I seen the game. It was more about positional sense and where people are at certain times in the game. So I just kind of kept the same 4-3-3. But then over time, a few games, you start to see things, you can go, well, I don't think that's his position, I don't think that's his position. So all of a sudden, I had 2 midfielders who I didn't think were midfielders. But right enough, when I'd done a wee bit more research, they'd came for both on loan, one for Hibs and one for Rangers, and they were right backs and right wing backs and right wingers. And they were playing as kind of 2-8. So I kind of had to adjust it there, and we eventually fell on a formation there, like a 3-4-3, 3-5-2 type thing. So we got a good result away to Queen of the South, even though the performance wasn't great. We defended really well. It was the one Peter Murphy famously.
Peter Murphy enjoyed that, didn't he?
Absolutely caned us. I don't know where that came from. I've never really had, and I met him on holiday once, and I met him after the game. So right, and then that interview came out. Absolutely, somebody sent me and said, "What's going on here?" And I was
Something's happened on that holiday.
Aye, he was.
I just bumped into him as I passed by him in Dubai, and I was just chatting away him, and I don't know what was underlying there, and there wasn't even anything on the side, any sort of arguments or anything, but I don't know, we sat in and we got them the counter, and the funniest thing about the maddest thing about FIT was we played 4-3-3 and we were attacking and pressing and having the ball, and we would have like 2 shots in target. We went to that formation and we'd something like 6 shots and 4 shots in target or something. I don't know the exact stats, but we scored for it. And we were more threatening for that solid base. So, but we then developed that into, right, so when we've got the ball, how can we play a bit more? And we went and played Stenhousemuir, we went and played Arbroath, and we were like really, really good. So that's when I began to see how I see the game and how we battered them in possession and created opportunities, but just couldn't score. We got 1v1s, we didn't score, and when you don't score, obviously goals change games. 0-0 against Steny, how it was 0-0, I'll never know.
Goodwin was in goal for Steny.
The keeper had a few good saves, but we never took our chances.
We came to watch it Alon, you were good. Not just saying that, you played well.
Boy, was at McLaren.
But no enough, never created enough chances of her.
Well, we should have seen us in these 2 games then, because the second game against Arbroath, we were brilliant. We scored in the last minute. If we'd never get a result in that game, we'd have been real, but we didn't do enough. And then we went into the next game and we against Annan, we were terrible. So as you go back to your question, sorry, that's how I said to the boys after the game, this is how I see a team, this is how I see it. It was brilliant to watch you there, it was great, but it never sort of, we done maybe 2 games of that and just then fell away against Annan. And in the 2 games, if you get results that you deserved, so if you win the 2 games, you then go into Annan, you can say, right, well, I've had a bad day at the office, and then get on it at Dumbarton again, but it just didn't go that way.
That tactics board gave you the fear?
No, I still love that side of it. I still, even watching games now, I still love watching it and sort of figuring out what they're doing. But as you say, when you're in it, there's so much more to it than a tactics board and how you see your team playing and setting up. There's just so much to it, and there's a lot to it.
Carragher, Neville, they all said that, didn't they? Never go into management. Because what they done to Neville at Valencia. You take care of the media, mate.
You take care.
No, you will,
You said
mate.
that to him as well?
You as well, Paul.
Says it to everybody, doesn't it?
You say he's going to do stuff and then going to...
No, but I've spoke, because he just back, obviously, you know how highly I think of you, Roscoe, mate. Are we going for lunch today, sorry, Si, before we go into the fitty?
I'm going up to Dundee, mate.
Are you? You used to?
When's your game?
We play Saturday, our last league game Saturday, and then the playoffs start the week after. 4 weeks to go.
Just fancy doing something?
I'm going to Fife, mate. I've got a wee survey in Fife.
What is he survey? My mates keep asking me.
Just houses, for like insulation and energy and stuff.
What is it you wear?
I'm just going like
a boiler suit in it?
A boiler suit.
What do you see when you chat to somebody? What do you say? What's your like opening spiel?
I don't know. I've not got a set thing. I just whatever. I'll maybe phone the customer when I'm 10 minutes away or whatever. Say I'm coming, and then just go, "Hi, how you doing? You all right? Have you spoke to the office about what it is that you might be getting done here? Do you know how the survey works? What I'm doing?" And just go for there, mate.
Tell them what you got caught doing in that woman's bedroom.
You shouldn't have done that.
Talk some fucking.
You shouldn't have done it.
Don't
You've waited a few years into the job and then done it. Can't do it right a bit.
Really
early.
These two talk some.
Did you ever give you food in it?
Just like a wee biscuit or a cup of tea if you wanted one. But I must admit, I don't ever take it. So.
Did you ever do a toilet in anybody's house?
No, mate. There was one I had a couple of weeks ago, to be fair, a bit like you and fucking, was it Pisano? Honest to God, mate. Aye.
It's a long time to sit just to get a game of football, innit?
Mate, I'm telling you, Charlie, I was desperate to go to the game.
Did you watch the game on your phone?
You
in
weren't
Pizzagate?
that desperate, you would have got up and went.
No, but I had the feeling of diarrhea, but nothing was coming out, so I was stuck. I couldn't move anywhere.
See the worst thing about
I know, mate. I'm stupid.
Shit. I
Sitting in
didn't
here.
want to go to the game.
No,
As soon
I
as
know.
his motor went, I was straight out.
see the worst thing about doing it in the customer's house. I've obviously done it and then
Did you actually do it?
aye
That was a
way.
customer.
downstairs, but it gets worse.
Does she know you've gone, or have you just sneaked?
I couldn't. No, just she was obviously downstairs. I was upstairs.
You're
so I
not
just
going to
went
get
in
back in Andy's house.
that's what a toilet's for, innit? But anyway, mate, see, after I'd finished, I hadn't checked beforehand. There was no fucking toilet roll. So I had to phone the customer from sitting on the toilet to see if she could bring toilet roll.
No, you never.
How else you got?
No, you never.
Did she come up?
She came
No,
up.
you never.
She came up.
She came up and I'm there. What? Toilet seat.
No.
To get to the door.
No, you never.
That's the greatest thing I've ever heard her open go.
Fuck off.
Is that when you open the door, her hand just appears?
You grab it out. Just grab it.
Oh my God.
Imagine.
That is a nightmare, innit?
She must have been looking at a phone that's come up like, I don't know, whatever my name's, and I'm like, it's Ross the surveyor. I've got a problem. Can you help me out here?
Ross the
no
surveyor.
problem, no problem. I'll be up the stairs.
God, was she nice?
Nah, she's about fucking 80 or something.
She's 80-year-old.
Okay, now.
Ross the surveyor. It's Ross the surveyor.
Oh, fuck's sake.
That's shocking, innit?
Where's your trousers? Your ankle.
It was the wee walk between the toilet seat to the door where you're basically still sat down, but you're
You just grab it in.
just put my horn out and get it and bring it in.
We need to get in contact with this woman, mate.
It's a bad one, isn't it?
How long were you in there for?
I don't know, mate, 5-10 minutes or something. That was a bad one.
Did she mention it after?
No, mate, I couldn't get it quick enough. As soon as that survey was done, I was gone.
Oh my God. That's one of the best things that I heard of my life. You're a genius, man. Isn't he? He's a fucking genius, so yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Would you take your trousers down now?
Huh?
Would you put your trousers down now?
Did you not do it?
So he'll be the woman.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, man, St Mirren made the top six.
I don't know how you can go for that. Oh,
Where do you go for here?
nah.
I'm completely done, man.
How would you feel if you were the woman getting that phone call for me
I
and
think
I'm on
you're
the
raging,
toilet?
I think you're phoning the polls, mate, genuinely.
Imagine you get huckled out in the trousers.
Well, just say to the police. Somebody's there crying in my toilet.
Huckled out.
Fun down the stairs.
Hold on. Hold on until I get them up.
Let's put my trousers up for fuck's sake. No,
It's only the
evidence. We've done for evidence.
Only the
Oh dear.
fuck.
What a job Stephen Robinson's done, man.
Oh, magic. Absolutely brilliant. What a game it was as well.
That top six finishes in a row.
That's incredible. It really
Why
is.
do you think he does so well? There's a question for you.
Where would you... Is their budget, would it be nowhere near Hearts?
I don't think so now.
I think they're so organised. They know what they are, don't they?
Aye.
They know exactly what they're clear as day what their press and all that is, and I just think they're aye.
See,
They all know what they are.
having worked with him at Motherwell, you just know what his team is going to be.
To take a
He
minute
is
to bring you a toilet.
const-
Motherwell.
There's plenty in there, mate. He's just constantly just drilling them. I don't think they're the best to watch, to be honest, St Mirren.
No.
I don't think they are.
I think they've got a bit. Have they got a better watch than what they were before? Than I still know.
I don't know. They're all units. That's what they are, aren't they?
Boyd Munster player, isn't he?
Oh mate, that's what I'm saying. They've added wee bits of flair into the team.
Aye.
Innit? Boyd Muntz, what a good player, mate.
On Saturday was excellent. His goal he scores. I think him set the goal up as well. Was it the second goal? He was outstanding.
Do you know what I like about Boyd Muntz? See what you've just said there, mate. He's always looking to do something positive.
Aye.
See so many centre midfielders now, they're just happy to pass the ball that way, back. When he gets the ball, he wants to either get a shot away or he's looking to play forward all the time, doesn't he?
Aye, he
I
was
think he's been
excellent.
absolutely brilliant for
I
something.
watched them against Hibs earlier on the season at home, and they just surprisingly they just kept Hibs in the half, and when they get in the half, they play for there. But they've got a clear way in which they lock teams in and keep them in there, so that there were long spells for the whole first half. They basically kept Hibs in their half, which is you don't associate with a Stephen Robinson team. You would associate a team in a 3-4-3 or 3-5-2 or 5-3-2, just sitting in a shape. But no, I thought they've been very good.
Quite interesting. You used to told me after the podcast last week you thought Marcus Fraser was really good, a really good player at Celtic.
In training, he was unbelievable.
Do you think there's a lot of players at St Mirren that are like that? People probably didn't realise how good they are.
Probably.
Just go about their business.
Maybe Marcus, I remember he was one of the guys you could just never get by. He was just so good at defending.
He's like a perfect player to have in that St Mirren system, and like right centre back, never 7 out of 10 every week. Does the simple things really well. And that's what you've probably seen him. So nobody can get by him. And he never really kind of looked at a place training with the first team.
Mate, I've just got a flashback. He was in Wonderbar last night.
Did you pull him up about his
He was getting caned for his performance as well.
That could be the
By you?
No, me. Other people. I was sticking up for him. God, that's coming on here gets you done, doesn't it?
Was all the boys out last night?
All the St Mirren boys, all the Dundee United boys. Dundee United boys are heroes, mate. Love them, big Molten, all that,
I
great
can't believe
guys.
they're only 3 points behind Hibs, Dundee United.
I know.
All they talk about Hibs, and rightly so, but only 3 points behind.
How big a blow is this for Hearts, not finishing in the top 6, Roscoe?
Massive, mate. I'm looking at the scores coming in, and I keep checking my phone because I'm thinking, right, there's going to be a goal in that game. They're going to have to go for it at some point, especially when St Mirren then went ahead. 1 goal was all needed for Hearts and Motherwell at one point as well. I can't believe none of them really went for it.
Do you agree with the Hearts fans, the criticism Critchley's getting?
Mate, I've seen people wanting him out. I disagree.
I disagree with that, mate. I think he's been where he came in. I was no near the bottom of the league when he came in. And I think that maybe I think last week if they'd won for Dundee United, they'd get the sending off. I think they would have got the top 6. A day criticism no playing Shanklin on Saturday, I didn't get that. Wilson comes out and he puts drama in.
Do you think that had anything to do with the fact that Shanklin was at the Rangers game on Thursday?
No.
People made a big deal of that. I didn't get that either, do you?
No.
What's wrong with that? If he wants to go and watch the game, he can go and watch the game, no?
100%.
But no, I think Critchley's been really good.
What have you thought of Critchley? Hearts?
I think he's done well for where they were. I think the criticism will come for how early in the season that he came in, and then when they look at Hibs were in the same position, weren't they? I think that'll go against them a wee bit. Hearts fans will look and go, well, Hibs were beside us and now they're third and we're nobody the top 6. That's maybe, but still he's done a good job. David Gray's done an unbelievable job, so to compare him's a bit unfair. But no, I think he deserves longer in the job after being that close to the top 6 and nearly potentially been done.
I think the more criticism's going to come his ways if they don't win the semi-final, because they've failed to make the top 6 as well.
But he needs a summer. He doesn't even have a summer. Like, he seems to me like a guy that's got ideas on how the game should be played. See, when you're going game to game, sometimes it's hard to get the ideas in. Do you know what I mean? You're just ticking over from game to game. I think he needs a summer, 6 weeks, where he goes and actually implements his philosophy. I think he deserves that. But he's in players as well.
There's no talk. There isn't talk.
I've seen quite a lot, mate.
A talk of leaving?
Do you want him out after that?
That's strange.
Again, I think they play great football. I enjoy watching Hearts.
I've seen him a few times. They've been good.
I think he'll come good. Do you think Shanklin's away then?
It must be.
I would say so. Where he goes, I don't believe he's no playing more than he is. But
there's rumours of Doncaster.
Twiggy's striker.
Twiggy's trying to get him in.
Twiggy's been looking at him.
He wants a McCormick like striker, didn't he?
I must admit, I was surprised that they didn't sell him last summer. I thought that was him at the peak of his value, really. I was surprised they didn't sell him.
He's ever went on a free transfer?
Aye.
Blackburn? A few quid out of that?
Not really, no.
As much as what you should, innit?
No.
Did you have that in mind that you were going to run your contract in, or was it just...
Nah, not really. I had it in one eye and maybe trying something different, but I was open to maybe staying. I wasn't 100% in either way. I probably didn't get that because I didn't end. I just know that I ended the season. I had a right strong season and then my contract ended. It was like I'd had strong seasons before that, and then it was I had a couple of injuries that season, and then the contract ended.
How often do teams like get in touch? How quickly do teams get in contact with you? Like, when can that happen? Is it after January people can start getting in touch with you?
Aye.
And was there a few that, and then does that sway your decision, know that there's other offers there?
There is, but it's not like they go right. It's like, my agent spoke to a couple of teams, but then they don't know what's happening with them. They want to date if this one goes or if they're still in a job and if they get finished here, or there's loads of wee bits that get said even through the summer. Teams are back and forth with having managers coming in and gone and what position they're looking to bring in. And I think with me, my situation as well was I was kind of like, I could play centre half, I could play midfield, I could do a job at left back, so sometimes it's not like for you, they're like, right, a goal scoring striker, we need it, and you would be on the list of whatever, well, you're top of the list, which you would have been at times, to go there. But with me, it was like, right, well, we need a centre back, there's a budget. Well, does he play centre back? Aye, but he can play midfield, and he can, all right, but we need an out and out centre back, or we need a midfielder. So, I mean, only teams can say whether that went against me or no, but no, the teams just start contacting your agent, you start contacting them, but nothing actually gets done until
end of season.
End of season, or.
What about this? Roscoe's a kid at Rangers, only got expenses for the first, what was it, 2 year?
No, 1 year, my first year.
So boys were getting 3 and 4 year deals and you were just getting expenses?
I just got a 1 year deal, what was that, I think £100 a week or £60 a week or something like that. Then you had boys like Bob Davidson, Stevie Campbell, guys like that were getting a lot more money and longer contracts.
Remember Stevie Campbell, centre back?
Aye.
Was he good?
Alright, aye.
Would you get a Celtic 1 year or did you get a
2 year?
2 year.
2 year, aye. Some boys get 3, some boys get 1, didn't they?
What
did you get?
4.
He was golden child at Celtic, wasn't he, coming through?
Aye, I was on
I
course.
signed a 3 and then got a 4 6 months later, mate.
I could imagine.
Doubled the dough and everything.
You always get a few players like
Worst
that.
thing
though,
that could
don't
happen
you?
to us, so mate, see what you're saying about the year, I'd much rather just got a year, mate, kept you hungry, because you get a 4 year deal, mate, I fucking cracked it, innit?
That's what I mean, them boys that got the bigger pay and stuff like that at Rangers, I don't think many of them had that long a
Surely
career.
that doesn't have an impact on young
I think
players.
Bob went to maybe Dundee or something at one point, didn't he? But then after that, didn't really see him again.
Nah, surely that.
Rogers talks about that, doesn't he? He calls it the silver medalists.
Right, what's this?
So they've got like the statistics show that they've got a much better chance of having a career, because like, I don't know what the ins and outs are, but it's like they've had to fight for where they are. The top ones always get the Scotland call-ups, the contracts, like your Bob Davison and all that, they get all that, and then like you're coming behind, like having to scrap for everything. And there might be something to say about it. I wasn't getting a contract to Celtic with about 5 weeks to go. And then...
Well, you know.
No, 5 weeks to go, I was definitely
What age was
not getting
that?
a contract. I was 16.
Who told you that? Tommy?
As it stood at that point with 5 weeks to go in the season, I wasn't getting a contract.
He said that to you, you're not going to get a contract?
No, he said so my mum and dad called a meeting. I've told you this one, haven't I? We walked into the meeting.
And he says, who's your guy?
Aye. So that was the same meeting, and they said, well, he's got 5 weeks to prove himself. I'm just in the door ahead of youth. So I'm just seeing everything for what I see. So he's got 5 weeks to prove, to see if he can get a contract. And I wasn't getting one, and then had 5 good games for the first time in about 18 months, because my confidence was low. I was fucking through a growth spurt and all that, but I knew it was now or never. And then I ended up getting a 2 year deal.
Wow.
That's interesting, huh?
Big Peas and Barley used to call you on it.
Aye, what a guy, man.
You're on it. They two could be a future ball sack of the years. Josh at Celtic and Leighton at Brighton.
Did your wee man just sign a new deal?
Hmm?
Did your wee man just sign a new deal?
No, I'd obviously just left Palace to go to Brighton.
Just Brighton signed him for Dome.
That's unbelievable.
Amazing, isn't it?
Did they?
Do you know who's international ball sack of the year? Have we spoken about this?
I think it's
Simeone.
just like compensation
Aye,
package
still the
even
fact
at that
they
age,
wanted
aye.
That's incredible for that age, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Simeone, mate. Has he got 3 boys to play?
2 or 3. One plays
he-
Atletico, one plays in Italy.
Simeone's sack would take Forrest's and
I don't know,
McGinn's
but-
dad's sack.
I think Forest could be winning, mate, because they've got into the women's game as well. And the 3 of my wingers.
So is it James?
Madness.
We'll need to crown it on the end of the season, and you're leaning towards Jamesy Forrest's dad's
I would
sack.
say the Forest are now. And the season, what are you going?
We'd like to see an international fixture though. Simeone's sack and Alan Forrest's
Aye.
dad's sack.
Sack of the year, that will be. I think Forest is leading it, mate.
Who are you going, Forrest's sack, dad's sack, or McGinn's?
Who's produced the best?
Oh.
The wee 80-year-old woman did say that yours was quite impressive.
You deserve it, she said. You
she
deserve
says
it.
you should get it.
Can't get the smell of it.
Can't get the smell. Our mate Andy got concussed and he missed it on top 6. What a weekend for him. Cracking.
You can't see it, can you?
I don't
Andy's
see
in.
it.
I've
Mate,
been trying to find it.
Penroyce done him, didn't he? Penroyce had done him, wasn't it?
But they were good. They go on when he was on here, didn't
I
they?
know.
Not an intention.
But I heard it was a...
He's not that type of player either, is he, Penrice?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. Andy needs to toughen up a wee bit. Again, as a Motherwell manager, one that needs a wee bit more time.
Aye, definitely.
Shouldn't he be judged on this?
He needs a full summer, doesn't he? Get his ideas and get his players in.
You seen much of them, Charlie, now?
Bits and pieces, aye, they're 3-4-3, aren't they?
Yeah, 3-4-3,
Aye, they look alright.
Have you ever had a German manager?
No, you have though, haven't you?
Aye, I was just about
Felix?
to say that. If I was Andy, I would not be looking forward to pre-season under this guy.
But do you think that's still the case? Do you think that was maybe more old school back in Roscoe? Do you think it'll be similar,
Not really, fucking big dingus. He was the
copied
same,
it.
wasn't he? Aye, he was the same at Motherwell as well.
Cause of Hamburg, that's right.
He took it off Felix Magath, but every sort of German manager that I've seen has got a really tough pre-season. I don't think he'll be any different.
They talk about Wagner and all that, taking the players away. Like,
Who's that, sorry?
Wagner, that was at Huddersfield.
David
remember?
Wagner, right?
Aye. He took the players away, didn't he? Camp and all that, and staying over and camping, and it was meant to be proper, stuff like that.
Felix Magath had us running up hills at local parks, mate, with 2 10 kg medicine balls under with him. And he was fucking...
Why? Did any of you ever go, what are we doing this for?
No, everybody was scared of him. Wee Penfold.
Why are they scared of me, McGat?
Well, would you not do that?
Obviously you would, but I would genuinely go, what's the point behind this?
No, I mean now as a coach and
Never.
preparing for...
Never do anything that we're not doing on a football pitch, mate.
It was Mark McGee's, he used to
His
do
was
1 mile
vile.
runs, 6 1 mile runs, but you had stations at the end of the mile. So you'd run for a mile and you'd stop and you'd be doing burpees and squats and press ups. Run for a mile and then you'd be doing core and all that at there, and then run for a mile.
Didn't he?
Oh, Stratton loved
800 metres,
800,
1,200, 1,200, aye. That was horrible, mate.
Can't even enjoy your summer when you've got a manager like that knowing that you're going back to that, can't you?
See when you go in first day as well and it's painted out the running track
Aye.
at the training ground. Oh, your heart.
Were you good in
just-
pre-season, Roscoe?
I was alright, to be fair. That one with Mark
you off
McGee,
it
actually,
then?
I
You
was flying that
Aye,
one
you
with
were.
Mark McGee.
Well, you'd have been up the top of the running, would you?
Middle of the road, maybe.
Who was it when you were in the first team? at
Long
Celtic? Who
distance,
was-
but if we'd done like a long distance, I'd have been right up there,
Would you?
which is nothing football related, so it was useless. But
What? Who would be the fittest at Celtic? Bruni?
Bruni all day, he 3 lungs. You were fit, weren't you? You were long distance as well, though, weren't you? You weren't really.
Paul McGowan was incredible.
Paul McGowan, mate.
He looked fucked right. He looked as if he couldn't run anymore, but was he fit?
But do you ever remember we used to do 4-4s? We were like the big
Remember
one
that?
4-4s, and they used to pin his stuff up in the wall because your heart rate had to be between 85 and 95 for 4 minutes, 4 times. So you would be trying to get in your 85. Everybody was like 85, 86, 87. That was good. He was 95 to 98%. Like he was running at 98% his heart rate
he's a machine.
sometimes for like 4 minutes. They
He's
were using it as an
definitely half
example.
Alsatian or something told Paul
Aye,
McGowan, isn't he?
no full
He
human
looks
that.
like a full-blown Alsatian. Mate, Paul McGowan burst his appendix when we were doing 4-4s once and he wouldn't stop. He's like, my stomach's killing us. And everybody was like, just please, like, no, I'm doing it, I'm finishing it. Burst his appendix, mate.
Oh.
He's a machine, man.
But he was like that, wasn't he? Remember them noises he used to make when you're running next to him?
He was another one that got expenses, didn't he?
It's
Or
another
like
one.
something, but like 40 got to sell a career just through
I know, but
sheer fight.
he was robbing banks in Airdrie, wasn't he? So he was...
What a
quids
player
in.
he was,
Oh,
wasn't
what
he?
a player, mate.
See,
Fit up player, man.
See, just the complete opposite end of the spectrum. You're talking about Paul McGowan there, just when he quit. Michael Chopra, when we used to do 4 minutes at Cardiff, mate, he would do 10 seconds and then he'd disappear into the forest, mate. And he'd come back out with 10 seconds to go, mate, and join the back of the group.
Did you need to take him in a toilet though?
On it, he had that club on absolute toast. Fitness guy just laughed. So we're fucking
Nah,
knocking
I
my
don't
pan
like
in.
Did he not get
these-
pulled
these
up for
damn
not
tents.
having like his GPS or would he get to somebody else?
I don't even think back then
You had that?
GPSs were used now.
It's mad on it. To
Maybe
see
just
guys
a-
home for training that day going, what have I got out of that? And any day's kid needs selling, do you know what I mean? It seems like a funny thing at a time, you know, when you're younger, these things, but
But I think it's
totally your career, innit?
for the fitness coach to let him away with it when he's seen it as well is a bit.
Fitness coaches were always shite bags, so weren't they?
Aye.
Always shit. You always knew you could manipulate like the fitness coach, didn't you? I had nothing about
Who
them,
was
man.
it? Who did you have at Celtic?
Mate, we had the French guy that ended up doing the World Cup.
Did you
Him and
see-
the doctor. I remember looking out in the office and they're rolling about the floor wrestling each other. Remember? Gregory
Dogs at
Dupuis.
Dundee now or something.
So he
innit?
is, we spoke about him on here.
That's right.
We used to wrestle each other all the time in the gym and all that, mate. Strange, man. Oh, it wasn't
They raced each other and all
it?
that,
Raced
didn't
each other, used to race each other. Two of them sprinting. Look at the windy at Lennox time, the two of them are sprinting across the training pitch. Racing each other. Boys are in the gym like that. Where the fuck's the fitness coach? Right there racing the dock. That dock with his dogs, you remember that? 2 years I'd been at my dock, my ankle's fucked, man. What's happening? Go, hey, dogs, man. I'm like, I know, mate, but my ankle. Cracking dogs, man. I love these dogs, mate. Oh, yeah. Rangers, we watched it yesterday, mate, didn't we? You were obviously
What's your
cheering.
thoughts on it? Roscoe?
Well, I'll start off by saying I think Liam Kelly should have saved the free kick for starters. Do you agree with that?
I do, actually, aye.
What about this?
Probably aye.
He's got enough time to get across, But
I'm very critical of keepers. I always think stay on the middle of your goal. Just stay on the middle of your goal.
I think he was though. Yesterday.
Was he?
I think he was. Sometimes he did leave that big side, but actually I think he was closer to that. I think he should have saved it.
What does Goodwin do free kicks against? Middle of the goal.
I can't believe this has been brought up. I want none to do with it.
I honestly thought somebody was winding me up when he was telling me that Jim Goodwin was in goals.
Well, what about this debate? Because we were arguing in the clubhouse. I don't think the players need rested Sunday to play Thursday.
No.
How can you not play Sunday and rest Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
But would you risk an injury?
An
or something?
injury.
But like, well, that's
Imagine
like saying
one-
any game like we can't risk an injury. Like,
I know, but
what's to say they're going to get injured?
I remember when Rangers got to the final last time, they kept playing, do you remember? Kept playing weekend, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday. They just kept happening, and they got to the cup. They got to the final and won the Scottish Cup as well. And it worked, but maybe it is what you said, maybe it's the...
Mate, McGregor plays fucking 100 games a season, never gets injured. Salah plays 80 games a season, never gets injured. What's this thing that you might get injured?
Giant players would prefer to play.
Of course, I would you know?
With the game coming up, but...
Well, see, the thing is as well, it's away to Aberdeen, mate. You're going to have to travel away up there, stay the night before.
But Fergie did say a few of the boys that he didn't play were struggling.
Alright, well that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
So I don't know if that's why.
Well, again, what did you make of Rangers' performance?
I actually think you'd be happy with Rangers after going down to 10 men, 2-0 at half time. He's changed the full team, so for them to get a draw to that, I think you come away with that happy. But from Aberdeen's point of view, mate, what are they doing? Second half, I don't know why his substitution for me is baffling. Takes off Morris and Keskinen in 60 minutes. I don't get, they two were excellent. I think Aberdeen got into a sort of place where when it was 2-1, they were just sort of almost happy to keep it, which sometimes I get because you've got the extra man, so you're making them chase it. But I think by doing that, they allowed Rangers that chance that they're maybe going to get later on in the match. So I thought Aberdeen should have went for the third or fourth goal.
I agree. Yes?
that's a good point, aye.
He's going to take over the media that wee guy.
Just feel shaking every time I'm speaking. I can't get relaxed at all.
You're a genius.
I settled
You're a
in,
genius.
No,
What
if
about
we-
what? Sorry about
If we sat here and Aberdeen had hung on and they scored and all that, you'd have been like, that's a good performance for Aberdeen, wouldn't you? Like, or a good result. So you can understand how they kind of keep the ball, but the substitutions, I know what you mean. I mean, they two were playing well, so why not keep them on? As for Rangers, they know the league's, they know deep down the league's over. I'm not saying that's acceptable for a Rangers team to kind of allow that to happen, but they need to think about the bigger prize on Thursday. They need, if Cherny or something gets injured in the game, you're then going, why did you play him? Do you know what I mean? So, and I know you're saying keep playing, but I need to be fresh. It's not. I think it's a mental side as well. Like, it's not just the physical side. I think it's a mental side. To turn up at Troddy for Rangers, still a big ask. It's not like you're turning up to play a friendly. You're turning up there. Fans are demanding it. You're putting yourself under that pressure. Then you need to go again on the Thursday night. So it's a lot of strain mentally, never mind physically.
We asked the boys on the Coupon show this, who would you keep at Rangers next year and who would be the ones that you would definitely keep? Raskin.
Diamandi.
Tavernier, Suter. Said Raskin.
Proper.
I'd be trying to get Cherny. Dessers, I would probably be looking to move him on this summer, because I think.
You get a good bit, couldn't you?
Yeah, I
5,
think
6.
maybe at the end of
Biggy's trying to get them into.
maybe at the end of this season that might be. Remember what we were saying about Shanklin, how I thought he would have went last year, because that would have been his peak,
Maybe it's
his
the time to sell.
valuation. I think it'll be that.
Who
Same with
takes
Dessers.
Dessers, but
Mate, there's teams in Serie A and that. Like, I know you love Serie A.
Serie A will take anybody for Scotland. Literally
He's not
anybody.
having it Serie A.
What about Barami's done into?
I actually thought he'd done all right in the second half.
Right.
Before he came off, but I don't think he's.
So see, he's playing centre mid. Are you telling me Rangers and Celtic have got pick of the young boys in the country, right? if Rangers not get any young kids that can play centre mid that can give a game instead of playing Barami in there.
Well, Bailey, like, he was out, wasn't he? But
But there's
no, the other
others.
ones I know. I know.
The
Billy
wee boy,
Rice got
well, the wee
concussion
boy,
as
it's only 17 on the bench, wasn't
Yeah.
there?
What about Hagi? Would you keep Hagi? You're shaking your head. What's up?
I don't think I would, mate.
How come?
I don't know. I think there's obviously a reason why Fergie's not playing him much either. I think in a lot of games maybe Flat's to deceive a wee bit. He's no. I think when he first came back into the team this season, I thought he was very good. He had a big say in the Rangers games. But recently he's just sort of went off the boil a little bit. So is he out of contract?
Don't ask questions that are on the sheet, please, mate.
If he's not out of contract and get money for him, I think that would be one that they'd probably be looking to do.
Do you not find it hard to judge these players? Like, when has he ever played in a system that gets the best out of attacking players at Rangers? Do you know what I mean? How they consistently get in the ball at their wide players. They don't. That's why I always find it quite hard to judge, especially the forward players. That, like, Iggerman's the way he is because he just plays off the cut. He just basically runs about wherever he wants, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you can sit and blame that for them no performing?
I do think in spells, in like wee spurts, he shows that he has got quality.
Mm-hmm.
But you watch Celtic, mate, right? Again, see between the fullback, the winger, and the 8, the interchanges, it's incredible, isn't it? Like, that's where they get all their joy for it. Like, but that doesn't just happen. That's worked on, it. They work on that all week. You can tell now. Like, ones that they make, but I never see that for Rangers. Like, how much harder is it for a winger when you've not got the options to play with? Do you know what I mean? Do you not find that? They're basically just playing off the cuff, aren't they? I find that difficult. I find it hard to judge them because of it.
But the Rangers, they've got the majority of possession. They're at Ibrox. The winger needs to come inside to get the ball. He needs to tell his fullback to push on it. He must know how the game's going to unfold. He must be able to use. Is that just maybe the modern player that needs pointed in every direction where to be, instead of maybe saying. So I've got to with Josh, the new Josh is playing in it, and I'm trying to get him to take initiative himself instead of. He's been brought up in systems where you stay here and you go there and you go there and you stay there and this is your position, you stay here, and I see him in games standing there getting marked sometimes. I'm like, go and find the ball. And if it means that you need somebody to occupy that space, to occupy a defender, push them in. A bit of leadership. I think we need to be careful when you see that Man United Man City game last week. I mean, surely Fitba's not gone there.
Yeah.
That was like Sabutio. It was.
It was very tactical.
We need to be careful, I think.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When I see PSG
Fluid.
proper in the left-sided number 8, forget his name, begins with a V.
Vitinha.
Vitinha. He spent a lot of the game, started the game and dropped between the two centre-halves, turned them into a back 3.
I think in your build-up you need to be fluid, but in the attacking areas, mate, I think there needs to be set no runs and that people make now. All the best teams
I think that's where your attacking areas with creativity is left down to the individual. And I think that if you start to overdo that, you start to look for control in that area, and control's the opposite to creativity.
I think you've got to. I agree with you, being that sort of forward player, because there's no point looking for something. You're going to play that pass or make that move when you see it, and it could just be off the cuff. I think if you take that away from players, they're like fucking robots now, aren't they?
But the majority of Celtic's goals come for the same thing. Celtic scored the most goals because they've got a passage of play in the final third now.
What, the passage, the 8 half
8 or
run
the full back running at that space, slit and the ball put across the goal.
I suppose, but can there no be players that make that decision for themselves?
I think
it doesn't mean everybody should copy Celtic. And by the way, I'm talking about somebody that went into Kelty, and that was one of the runs I wanted the boys to make, to have that sort of thing in the final third. Just think we need to be careful. We're going too far the other way. I think that game last week would sicken you to watch a Man United derby. That was two teams that were completely structured. I think we need to watch that Fitba doesn't go too much the other way, because I think that the PSG, I think MD should watch them. That's proper. I mean, you see their centre forward pop up in the left wing, and the left wing takes the centre forward position, and you see everybody's fluent within the. Brilliant to watch.
What about the left back's goal?
What a goal!
That was incredible.
I know, great goal.
Chopped him.
Yeah.
So where is it, Rangers? What do Rangers need to do to catch Celtic next year? Is it purely personnel?
I think it's going to take a lot longer than next year, to be honest. I think Celtic are that
you?
far
Let's
ahead.
go on.
I think a lot of the Rangers fans are probably thinking that these new owners are going to come in and throw a lot of money at it. Can I see that happening?
Do you think there's a massive gap between the two clubs?
Massive.
Do you,
Charlie? Aye.
Oh, it's massive, aye. Been years in the making, innit? Been 20 years. Celtic have just dominated. Take for Martin Hill's team, right through, and I know there's a bit of success during that period, Rangers, but then you look right through for then on. So you get for 2006 even. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Celtic have absolutely dominated, and the business plan and what they've put in place, and the way they've brought players in and made the Champions League consistently, and sold players on, miles ahead.
Was it last year that come on, should have won the league?
Yeah.
Aye,
So is the gap that big? I mean, Rangers made a proper arse of it, didn't they? The two games that they lost.
Yeah. But what's the end goal then? Just winning a one league and that's it? Celtic are trebles after treble after treble. Constantly.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that the fact that it was that close, like only last year, is the gap massive?
Was it that close? When did it finish? Didn't he finish that close, did it?
No, it was a gap.
Rangers did go top, didn't they? At one point.
It was the game at Ibrox when they drew. Remember, Rangers drew. They could have won and they would have went. Was it 5 points clear or something? Maybe, but then it did end up. I think it's 7 or 8 points by the end.
So the facts are they never done it, and that's ended up whatever 8 points. Celtic winning 8 points. So
how long do you think it would take Rangers the new to get close to Celtic? Do you think it'll take a while?
Take years, I think years.
Do you?
I think years. I think they need to get. They get a structure in place, sort the ownership out, have a clear plan, and Celtic's business model's been unbelievable for years now. And what they're doing, Rangers need to get something similar. They don't need to copy it, they need to get something unique to them and how they see it. And even like they talk about the Celtic way and how they play, that's just been continued through for years now, innit? Like how they do it. And
I think it's going to take Rangers a few transfer windows, not even just to get the right players in, but also to get some of the players that are there out the building.
What about an argument that when Rangers have been better than Celtic in Old Firms this season?
so
The last 3, I would say Rangers have been. Celtic won the cup, but I think Rangers were probably a better team, and then the last 2 they've been far better in their games.
I think one-off games is
And get up for it.
you can get one-off games. I think like, you could be solely
Compare,
judged on
aye.
one-off games. And I think if you go back to the last one, Rangers were unreal for the first half. Second half, they were only great until they scored. They were actually Celtic were all over the place.
The man Ferguson.
Aye.
Aye.
Celtic come back in, you think Celtic are going to win this, and then they get a ball at the ball bounces, but a bad defending, they score and then they hang on to it. But they pressed like in the first half because they pushed their wing backs on. But then when you start to hold on to a lead, your wing backs go into a back 5, and then all of a sudden Celtic just destroyed them by playing more forward passes and then battered them. So when you actually pick the bones out of the game, it was half a game, and then they got a result, and because Celtic have been that dominant, this big thing gets blown up about Rangers being brilliant, and they won a game, and then aye.
But see if Rangers get the right manager in, I don't think it necessarily will take years. Look at Celtic, you thought that was going to happen when Ange came in it. And you talk all about the structure and that, but the reason Celtic won the league was because they had a top manager now.
Aye, but I think, so what is success then? So if you're saying, right, let's bring in a manager and that'll close the gap, close what gap? They might get close to the league for a season, they might win a league for a season, but that'll only be short-lived, I think. I don't think that's what Rangers need to get back to level with Celtic. I think the whole business model and the whole behind the scenes and Celtic are miles ahead for me.
But then winning the leagues, getting into Champions Leagues, give Rangers that.
So
chance
that's
of
over
doing
a
it.
3-4 year period.
Yeah,
When can they
yeah.
start getting back to that?
Yeah.
Is they have one good cup final, but Celtic still ultimately win.
Is there anybody you think if Barry Ferguson can get the job?
Aye, why not? I don't know what he's like as a manager. I don't know what he's like behind the scenes, but it seems like there's a bit more positivity in the place. And Neil McCann, I've heard, is a good coach. Billy Dodds, I've heard, is good as well. So Grigsy's obviously the goalie coach, and I think anything. I mean, if you give them at the end of the season, then I know that's all they'll get. If that's all the only trial period they will get, but it's not a lot of time for them either. So
Do you think Twiggy's got a chance of getting it?
definitely, he's got family in Cumberland Halls.
You game it? Nah.
Nah, I don't think so.
No.
But I need to be careful with me and Derek's
Derek's
relationship.
frosty,
Is it? It's on the ropes.
Where are you at now? Because you were quite vocal on him getting it.
Well, I said at the start that if he got through against Fenerbahce and then won every other game, then you would probably be looking at having to give him the job. But I think just too many games. What is it? 6 out of 8 games have been 2-0 down, something like that. That can't happen at Rangers. So I'd be surprised now if he got the job. But listen, if they go and beat Bilbao and maybe get to another European final, then he could find himself in that position that I'm talking about, where they've got to give him it.
Will they beat Bilbao? And 2 playing goals.
I think Kelly will be the number 1 at the end of the season. I think they can do it. I can't believe I'm saying this, because 2 weeks ago I said Bilbao are going to batter them.
I was surprised that Bilbao won them with you.
Yeah, boring, mate.
I couldn't believe it. I didn't expect them to be like that.
You're usually spot on with your European stuff, but
I know, but I based it on, I went to the game v Barcelona, playing one of a top team, and I watched them the way they played, sitting 4th in the league at the time, so I'm talking about a right good team here, but I don't know,
what was that? Who was the boy that you were telling us how to watch it for?
Nico Williams. He was dog shit.
He was dog shit.
By the way, do you rate his brother?
Mate,
every time I've seen him, he's been brilliant.
In the Euros, he was just unbelievable. Lit the place up. He's done it this season as well. And then, listen, you need to give credit to Rangers. You do, like, big proper kind of.
Was that sending off?
Mate, so Alan McCoy's been battered here, right? And everybody's saying he's miles off it, and I'm going to get battered. I can see where he's coming from. And the reason is, people always say, so I know it's the last man, I get that. So with the rules, it's a red card. But why I get what McCoy's saying is, last man is if somebody's say running through and goal and you can't catch him and you clip his heels or you pull him back to stop that. But Proper's just come in to tackle him, and the touches. I get it's a red card, but I don't think McCoy's was too. He did get overexcited, but I don't know.
A sending off.
Yeah. So what does that mean if you've butchered somebody?
No, I know, but I'm meaning as in.
Are you saying Dijon Sterling might be getting back in?
Potentially.
Miles away.
Was he? I just said that because you asked.
I knew you did. Alec and he was genius, wasn't he? You thought he was talking about the handball.
Oh, you thought it was something else.
Anyway, you're talking about the shit? No, you're miles off it, Alec.
They didn't. McCoy's to get battered for that though.
It wasn't any clearer than he would have had been through and go 1-on-1 with a shot, was it? It was a sending off. What was his argument that if it's a penalty, you don't send him off because he gets a penalty?
Yeah.
Aye.
If it's in the box, there's no sending off, innit?
Aye.
Which is madness for me as well.
Because you're getting a penalty, so you're getting. I don't know.
So it's not like so it's still almost like they're not giving you the goal and a sending off.
You still get your goal opportunity coming with the penalty, maybe.
That's a red card, mate.
Going against McCoy.
Wow. Clip it up and send him it.
It's a red card, isn't it?
Aye, 100%. It's a red card.
Definitely.
He didn't need to dive in, did he? He needs to, as a defender, go right. He's going to touch that. I'm just going to run in the direction to stop the kind of. Been there myself. You can win it, and you're going to be a hero, making a spectacle.
He was adamant as well, wasn't he?
He's what?
McCoy was adamant, wasn't he?
He's adamant.
It was actually mad to watch a wee bit.
But the referee, when he first sees it, just yellow cards him right away. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
No, it's a red card. I get that. You've done with that Sterling, man. I can't. Was he close to him?
No, he was trying to get back in, but the more you watch it, he was never getting a block.
He's still going to get a shot.
He's not getting there. I just wanted to say that because I knew you were thinking that.
We've never even asked you that. Have you been sent off? You've been sent off, Nicola?
Once, mate, aye, but it got overturned.
What happened?
I was at Cardiff playing Sheffield United, so Neil Warnock was the manager, and it was right in front of, we had a throw-in right in front of his dugout. So someone's threw it to me, and I've just had to look behind me, and just put my arm up that and brought it down in my chest. But I think it was Kyle Walker or Kyle Naughton, one out of two. They've just ran into like the back of my shoulder and went down, and Neil Warnock's going fucking mental, and you know what he's like in the touchline. That's a fucking disgrace, he's shouting. And I'm saying, mate, I didn't fucking touch him, he's ran into my back. Straight red, but then it got overturned on the Monday.
So Warnock got your head?
Aye, mate. His antics on the fucking touchline, going mental he was.
Were you raging at him? Close to blows?
No, I wasn't really raging with him, I was just looking at him going, where the fuck are your eyebrows? How's he not get any eyebrows?
I don't know, mate. What?
It's your eyebrows.
What about you, Charlie? Sent off?
I sent off, aye.
Who, for Celtic?
Twice at Ibrox I was sent off. For Aberdeen, and then Aberdeen and Lafferty one.
Oh, that was Lafferty, wasn't it?
And then I had a 50-50 with Steve Davis and went over the top of the ball.
Did you?
I touched the ball, but I went over the top of the ball a wee bit. I sent off.
And are you sitting in the dressing room worrying that if he's getting beat, it's going to be your fault?
No, because we were getting beat at the time anyway,
Right.
so it's just like, you've just been caught up in the moment. And well, I thought one was different because obviously I'd done nothing, so I knew I'd done nothing, so I was like, nothing you can do now until it's overturned, maybe VAR obviously. And the Steve Davis one, I know that I've just got carried away a wee bit.
What did Lenny say to you?
I can't remember, he wouldn't have been happy.
Did you speak to him when you were manager at Killie?
I met him at a thing that both of us were at, and I did say to him, I said, where's the enjoyment in this? And he's like, no, you just need to switch off away from the pitch and all that. And I was like, can I do that? Can I do it? I don't know how you do that. So I don't know how you switch off. People say that, how do you do that?
Switch off.
How do you do I couldn't do it, maybe they're better at it than me, I don't know.
Strippers, innit? Good way to switch off.
Have you been back recently?
No, mate.
No.
No.
He was desperate to go yesterday. He said 4:30. He's like, strippers.
He talks a lot of shit, doesn't he?
No.
He's not never. Well, how do you switch off?
No, really. You're right, mate. How do you switch off? But with Lenny at Celtic, mate, the pressure on him must have been insane, mate.
Mate, imagine that pressure you talk about, like
That
pressure you put on yourself, but imagine
that 10 in a row season, mate.
I think he lives for that.
Do you?
I think he's the type of person that thrives in that, and that's what he sees as
enjoyment
of our life. So it's just fair play to him. That's why I say he's different. He probably loves that side of it.
Even we're going to go on to him. Even David Gray at the start, like how he's kept going and turned it around, incredible, innit? The pressure he was under at a massive club like Hibs, first ever job, must have been so difficult.
Yesterday.
You done the game?
Aye, really good.
Impressed them?
Aye, really good. Dundee couldn't get their half.
What did they do? So what was that? What they do? Lock teams into their half?
They just did everything in their half. Then they would press at the right times when Dundee went to play out for goal kicks or whatever. When they would kick it, they would win the ball, just recycle it and go again.
Put a lot of crosses into the box as well, don't they?
Aye.
Just before you go into that, we're going to go into another sponsor of the show, Glens Vodka. This week's podcast is also brought to you by the Glens Vodka SPFL Score Predictor, and it's the return of our brand new weekly feature, Paul's Magic Balls.
Brilliant,
Charlie boy.
Genius marketing.
For the viewers that don't know the rules yet, I'm the keeper of the Magic Ball, which holds magical SPFL predicting powers. Alright, so Si is going to give his prediction for a selection of SPFL games, and after each prediction I'll shake the ball and tell him if he's right or not.
Speaking to your mate.
So if you got the fixtures there, Si?
Messaging Martindale yesterday.
You were? What's he giving
Not
it?
going into detail, but he's what a guy, mate, helping us a lot.
Oh, if mate to that meets the eye.
Great guy, mate.
Oh, your official one too? That was
First
brilliant
one
last night,
comes out
wasn't
the
it?
night, it comes out the night. Well, this is a Monday
Aye.
morning, it hits out the night. They got beat throughout the weekend. See, when you've done that and you're hoping, please win, man, get beat.
Have you got the fixtures there, Si?
Yes, I've got them here, mate.
Right, okay, so I'm going to shake it. Right,
He's
Si,
not helping us,
Roscoe,
yeah?
you ask Si the game. You answer to Si and then I'll shake.
Do it in an accent.
So all these games,
But do it in an accent for where the team's from. So try and do a Livy accent for the first one.
Olivia accent's just sitting the same as yours. Is it not?
No, it's more, I'd say it's more like East Coast Edinburgh.
Right, nah, no chance. We'll just do it in we'll do it in mine.
Come on, it'll work. It's a good feature
Right,
for the
come on,
clubs if you
Roscoe.
just do it in the accent.
First game we've got is Livingston v Ayr.
Great Livy accent. I'll go 2-1 Livy.
You good at that, aren't you?
3-1 away win.
To Ayr?
Yeah, 3-1 away
By the way,
win.
I've not mentioned it. I really enjoyed their Falkirk Friday night. Great game of football.
Any standouts?
Really enjoyable, mate.
3-1
Standouts.
away win.
Calvin Miller, you young boy at Celtic House?
He's outstanding.
Outstanding,
He's
mate.
got everything, mate.
Excellent. Really
So,
good.
next game we have Hamilton versus Queen's Park.
No getting that Hamilton accent there.
No.
They need
Yeah, I'm not getting any accent.
Oh,
mate.
Hamilton Queen's Park.
Falkirk.
By the way, Queen's Park are in free fall. I'll go 1-0 Hamilton.
1-0 home win.
No way.
That's what I went. 1-0.
Ah, brilliant, Si. Well done.
This will be good. He's done Fairman accent. Wait till you hear this.
Let's go. Yeah, this is a big game actually. Dunfermline, Partick Thistle.
Oh. I know that.
Wee Pfeiffer there. So it's been a wee Pfeiffer, didn't it? I'll go 2-1
Let's see
Dunfermline.
it.
2-0 Dunfermline.
Wow, flying here.
Some score that.
2-0 Dunfermline. Magic. The magic ball's at it again.
Falkirk, Wraith Rovers.
Falkirk, Wraith
Oh,
Rovers.
that's easy.
3-1 Falkirk.
3-0, home win.
Wow, we're flying here, aren't we? Not
Excellent.
far off.
And the last game we've got is Airdrie against Greenock Morton.
Airdrie v Greenock Morton, I'll go 1-1.
Fuck. That is 3-0.
To Airdrie?
Home win, yeah, 3-0. They've
Wow.
turned the corner, haven't they?
Airdrie have turned the corner.
So can you read that wee bit at the end, please?
Yes, of course I can. Think you can do better? Head over to spfl.co.uk/score predictor to play for free and be in with a chance of winning a weekly prize of £250.
Ah, magic. Charlie, we need a game of tennis, mate. Didn't we? You've been saying this for a while that we're going to play.
You are sensational at it, aren't you?
I'm unbelievable, mate. Aye.
Boris Becker.
Double, mate, innit?
Boris Baker.
Who could you beat? Who do you look like?
Didn't hear it, did he?
Oh, Boris Becker? No, I love it. It's a great shot.
Boris Becker.
Didn't you?
We'll get a game, eh?
100%.
Paddle? No? Do you play paddle?
I'll play paddle, aye.
Have you heard how good he is at snooker?
I've heard.
Ridiculous, mate. Absolutely
I've
ridiculous.
heard.
Would you ever try and make it pro?
What's your highest break?
Fucking hell, no.
How no?
Mate, you would have to put some serious hours into that, mate. That's a ridiculous sport.
What's your high break?
I don't know, mate. I don't know, but
Roughly.
high.
Go up
I'm
with
not.
40,
I'm not.
just-
To be on more than 30?
Oh,
40?
Aye.
Mate, Charlie got a 40. Hadn't played for a year and got a 40 against me when he first played. And he hadn't played for a year.
Not as good as obviously he's making out. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah?
But decent for somebody who's no a snooker player.
Where did all for that come?
I don't know, mate. I've always loved
Hebden.
snooker and snooker and pool. But snooker's that's my favourite sport outside football. For
I
sure.
think you could do it. I think you can make it as a pro.
No chance, mate.
Documentary coming.
Have you ever been to watch a game of snooker? I know it's boring and that to watch, but
I quite like watching it.
So do I.
they are
That's how you switch off.
talent they've got.
Watch him play snooker. Would you mind if you just, anytime you need to switch off, you just come and watch you play snooker?
Not at all, no.
Do you ever play yourself or is it always a partner?
Nah, just can't. That's
But
fucking.
it's actually at a stage where there's no point in playing him, mate.
Because he's that good.
He just clears up.
Right, Hibs, sorry. What do
On
you
you
want
go, Charlie, take it away, Hibs. Yesterday you're at the game, mate. What
Aye,
was the
but
most
we
thing that
didn't say-
impressed you with Hibs?
What's that?
What was the most thing that impressed you with Hibs?
What was the most thing? Just the full confidence in the place. You feel it about the stadium, the fans, everything. The player, they're picking up second balls. I felt a bit sorry for Dundee because they've run up against a team that are just
Flying.
full form. They're 17 unbeaten. Just really good.
But
Back
see, when
three,
we're
they play
talking
with
about,
wing-backs.
we're talking about Rangers attacking, see Hibs, you know what Hibs are going to do attacking wise, don't you? Ball's going to go to the wing back high and he's putting balls in the box. I know it's simple stuff, but strikers know the ball's coming in, so they make certain runs. Like I think that's the sign of a good team there.
Well, Dundee United are quite similar in that way.
Just put a lot of balls in the box.
A lot of balls in the box. He wants it crossed constantly, so he's got good wing backs that cross it. I suppose the Hibs are the same, but they had a few patterns through. So as it came out to the right centre back, it would go wing back, or it would go into a striker who would knock it back, and they would go the other side. And you can see the manager kind of instructing that for the side, but they just couldn't get out. Dundee just couldn't get any control in the game at all. And they kept getting wee balls away, and you could see Tony Dockett was frustrated. But no, Hibs look like a confident team that just feel what they can keep winning.
Mate, the thing that impressed me, which I couldn't believe, the bench. You talk about
Cadden's on the bench, isn't he?
Cadden's on the bench, Bowie's on the bench. You've got Campbell. I mean, they three players.
Dwight Gale came on,
Aye,
scored.
they three.
The legendary Dwight Gale. Big Brucey was fuming when he scored.
They three have been massive for Hibs this season. And then they're not even starting. So the squad that he's got and he's building there, it's quite scary for the other teams actually.
Could they be a top 2 contender next year?
And I never think they will.
But their form's incredible. Mate, their form's
No,
incredible.
but the average, look, they're still so many points behind Rangers.
Terrible start on it, obviously, but
Aye,
you
but
can keep that momentum next year. Why could they not? What's
I
stopping them?
suppose.
It'd be good
Because
for
they're a
them.
lad, they'll get better, won't they?
I know, it's just whether you can do it for a full season, and that's where the mentality of Celtic Rangers is always different. Fans demand a crisis at Celtic and a crisis at Rangers is a lot different to a crisis at Hibs, if you know what I mean. So like a one defeat and the whole place is up in arms, whereas Hibs can afford to get beat a game or two, although their form has been great. So, but I just don't know if the mentality they could keep that up for a season.
The second goal's brilliant. Is it the wing back? Somebody runs the 8 space, isn't it? It's Miller? Is it the opposite full back?
No, the opposite right centre half comes across, wins the ball, plays it wide,
And then
makes
runs.
the run, and I think that just summed up the confidence in the team and how they're playing.
See, that's what I'm saying. I know the same person has to keep making that run, but it's like as long as somebody does it, somebody fills the space.
Celtic, we're going to get on. No,
But I
just
don't
yet.
think that was a thing.
He just seen the space.
He just saw it and went.
Yeah.
Celtic. We're going to Celtic.
No, but we need to talk
that.
a bit more about Hibs because 18,000 people at Easter Road as well.
Brilliant, mate.
Great to see Hibs
see
back in a
Levis
good
pass?
place, innit? Oh, mate, how good was he? The one he's just zinged across the pitch.
Amazing.
I love Levitt. Looks like he's back playing well as well, doesn't he?
Aye, very good.
Was he good at Dundee United, Charlie?
Brilliant player. Really, really good player.
Again, did he probably need like the right sort of system to get the best out of him?
Aye. So a system would suit him, a team that had a lot of the ball, and that suited him yesterday because they had a lot of possession. If he had playing a team where they didn't have the ball, but I suppose he would then get them the ball a bit more, but spending a lot of time at possession when they suit him.
Yeah, really like Levitt.
Brilliant, mate.
And he's done this without his captain still not playing, is he?
He's injured still.
Still injured, mate. He's been Hibs' best player for years, hasn't he, John Neal?
Aye.
Triantis has been unbelievable.
Triantis has been a find, hasn't
He
he?
was really good yesterday.
So athletic, isn't he?
Aye.
Is Bowie, is he on loan from Fulham?
Is he on loan?
No, he's signed. He's signed, isn't he? He signed. I've said it millions of times, but when he was a kid at Ref, he was brilliant, mate. Got his move to Fulham. Andy said that last week, but I think he's right. I think he'll be up there next year for top goal scorers. Really like
Big
Bowie.
physically,
Big
didn't realise how
puts
big he
himself
was.
about.
Aye, good goals he scored.
Where do they need to strengthen Hibs, as in to take them on again next season?
Well, Rocky's leaving, isn't he? Rocky Bashiri, his contract's
he
up.
away?
I don't know if he's aware, no, I'm not sure. So I don't know if they would. He's been brilliant.
But the same with Boyle and Gale, they two look as if they're going to be going as well.
Is Boyle no signed the contract still?
There's talk of him supposedly going to the A-League in Australia.
That's it.
Where do you think they need to strengthen?
I don't know, it's so hard, mate, because as I said, the bench yesterday was so strong. But I don't know if it's... Nah, I should have just left it the first answer because I just don't know.
Well, if them two go, they need a striker, don't they? Surely.
But then you've got... Aye. But
Russian
they've got the big
boy.
boy. Who's the big boy up front?
The big Ukrainian boy.
He's a handful as well, obviously, and Bowie as well. Listen, it's an outstanding squad, it really is.
What did your lead eye get up to this weekend?
He was whining a lot.
Whining?
Whining, aye, just
Gum
constant.
shield in on it.
He's been dead crabbit recently, mate.
Is he?
Aye, don't know what's going on with the wee man. I really don't. I'll need to speak to him.
Where is he when he's whining?
Just in the house.
Living room?
Living room, aye.
Do you two sit in the living room together?
Whining, dining and what?
But what is it after that? But me and my dad I was speaking to my dad, I remember in the summer we were talking about, my dad's obviously big in the army.
Aye.
He's produced, Bellingham's dad, he got that mentality.
That was a secretary in the army.
That's right. He wore a pencil skirt, didn't he?
No, he was high up, obviously, I'm saying, but again...
What was he, a general? Corporal?
General, aye.
He worked in he was admin, was he? No, you tell me.
He was
Put the plasters
We
on,
worked in
didn't
the
he?
summer, he worked in the office.
No, he
Put
ended
the
up...
plasters on.
No, he ended up going to that because he obviously what he had been through. But what I was saying is the other day we spoke because we watched the skydive video together. He'd done that non-stop.
The paras.
Aye, so I don't know where we've came from, me and my brother. I really don't get it. We're terrified of everything. Strange. So you think you take that as in Bellingham and his brother have took the mentality for their dad. Don't know why we became...
Do you think the Slanes are the Scottish Bellinghams, the family?
Well, dad's in the army. Boys are pretty successful, so...
Amazing, man.
I don't know it.
Again, just quickly, Dundee United.
Well, so all the talk about Hibs, there's not been a lot of talk of Dundee United. I just mean overall in media, maybe their style of play. They're 3 points behind Hibs. It's incredible. They've just come up. He let me said that he let a few players go in the summer, built a sort of new team, a new maybe style. He's been outstanding. Jim Goodwin and Dundee United have been unbelievable this season.
Yeah, I agree.
Some goalie, ain't he?
No, they have, mate. They really have.
Dalby's been some player this season.
What a signing he's been for them. I mean, I know what you say about maybe their style, but for their first season and back in the league, you maybe see next season they'll maybe play maybe a bit more or whatever. But what a job he's
They're
done.
so solid and organised, and then they put balls in the box. That's as simple as that. Because sometimes the simplest stuff's the best. Made good signings. Big boy Dalby scores goals. The ball's going in the box. So.
You think they'll be able to keep him, Dalby? I think he'll go back down south.
It'll be hard to keep him, to be honest.
Boy Stevenson's been one of their best players as well. He's on loan, isn't he, for Liverpool?
He's
very good.
Excellent. And they signed Campbell in January, didn't they, on loan. Alan Campbell in the middle with Ross Dockett. So they've got boys in there who Campbell obviously knows the league, but
see, with that, it wouldn't have surprised you if they went and had a sticky season next year, would it?
But he needs to sign loads of players.
That's what I'm saying. All the players that have done well are all the loan players, isn't it? It's so tough, mate. He's going to need to recruit well, isn't he?
I know. It's such a hard one for him because he has recruited so well.
So happy for him though, mate, because after that spell at Aberdeen, you kind of thought, and then Dundee United went down, you kind of thought, it'd be hard for him to keep managing at this level when he's been brilliant.
What did he see when you says to him, how do you enjoy this? Did he say he did enjoy it?
Didn't he?
What did he tell?
We didn't get that far. I just says, talked about my kind of thing, and it was just a brief chat after they beat Hearts at Tynecastle. And he didn't go into too much. He just was talking about my situation and just offered his sort of if I need to speak to him or whatever, and I just explained how I didn't enjoy it and stuff, and he was just didn't get into his stuff. Really.
He's had some proper low times in his managerial career. Jim good, hasn't he? The Darvel thing, and then relegated to Dundee United, didn't it?
Yeah.
You were really impressed with him when you interviewed him, didn't you?
He is. He's quite an interesting guy, isn't he? I like talking to him.
Aye.
How he sees the game, and everything's quite basic one minute. He doesn't.
I mean, we were seeing it last week about all the talk of sort of Rodgers Disney winning the treble, and then David Gray's sort of favourite to get that. He's got to be in there. Got to, mate. What a job. I just feel like I keep saying he's done some job, but I'm not trying to get a job at Dundee United, but he's been.
Who's your surveyor of the year?
That'd be man, innit?
I don't know. I think that story takes off, man.
No, I think that wins him, mate.
Right.
He's done I think it's the first survey that's ever done a shite in somebody's house.
Did it ever get reported back to the office?
I don't know, I don't think so, mate. Nobody's I don't know it until now.
Would you do it again if you had to, or would you try and go like jump to an Asda quickly?
No, if you need the toilet, you go to the toilet, ain't you?
Did you know think of the knickers?
What?
Your ass wear knickers, no?
You were wearing leather trousers and all, weren't you?
I just had the ass cut out of them.
Didn't even need to pull them down.
Ross for friends.
This is where I would think, like, would you not be more tactical now and always take a toilet away in your van?
That's actually a good point, just in case. But then you need to run out to the van to get the toilet all pre-shite.
Back pocket, no?
What did you say?
Stick it in the back pocket, everywhere you go.
In my toolbox.
Oh, amazing. Right, Paul, Celtic beat Killie 5-1. How impressive was it?
I was at the game. Celtic were unbelievable, mate. That first half an hour, it generally could have been 10-0. It was an onslaught.
What was the difference between them against Killie and St Johnstone?
But they were playing quicker, playing forward, but I do think the changes made a difference. I said that last week, got that spot on. They needed to make a few changes. Greg Taylor was exceptional. Forrest was really good. You said that there. I see the link up with Forrest, Engels and Johnson doing that right hand side, and then on the left hand side with Taylor, Hattati and Maida. It was just unbelievable. They could not, Kilmarnock did not know what to do with Taylor at all. He's so good at playing that inverted into coming in the midfield.
Yeah.
That's where maybe Sloop's nose good, and with Tierney coming in, that's why you would love to keep Greg Taylor, because he's such an important player for Celtic. He really understands that role down to a T. They were brilliant. That being said, I can't believe what I'm watching with Kilmarnock, mate. Just constantly allowing players to shoot.
Not getting to beat on the edge of the box.
I mean, after Hattati does it, which is an unbelievable goal, great link up with Taylor, you'd think then, I mean, a minute later, Scales has one for 20 yards. Nobody closing it down. Carter Vickers does it. I know people say you want your late centre-halves to have the shot there, but no one, it's an onslaught, it keeps happening. I've seen it. I wasn't... Listen, I'm not questioning Derek McInnes at all. He's an outstanding manager, but I wasn't sure on their approach to it. They kind of did try to press at times when and the boy Wales goes up to... So say Carter Vickers is on the ball, whatever centre-half's on the ball, Wales goes and presses him.
Yep.
We watched and locks onto McGregor, but the spare pass was always the other centre-half, so they just kept getting out. So it was almost, you would have... I'm not turning out to do his job, no way, I feel... But you'd almost say, just don't do that.
Yeah.
Just stay...
You can't say you're no danger when I do it.
I don't mean it, he knows. He obviously knows what he's went down. Listen, top manager's just not been working for this season, but I can't believe that the sort of basics of the game that he's been so good at, McInnes, he's been so good at, that it's just not happening. No following runners. I know,
but that's not the manager. It's no following runners. It's players.
No, of course, no, 100%. Aye, but that's the player, the other centre half just was a player to give you spare all the time to get out. But
which is quite fascinating, because I heard Rodgers' interview before the game when he thought Kilmarnock were going to go man for man over the pitch. That's why he played Ida to beat. I heard him saying that to beat the press. So Killie never done that.
But because they didn't put anybody on this other centre half,
right.
Which almost would just say to them, just stay with you. To them watching and
see following runners. What's the detail of that? What runners?
Well, it just hasn't.
Because if you've got a back five, for example, and your midfield runners, would you want your?
No, but somebody would need to take him in it. You pass him on to one of the centre backs.
So you wouldn't want your midfield to follow the runner. So sometimes we say follow the runner, but
Maybe I'm not. I just
somebody's got to go the runner.
Somebody's got to pick him up. I mean, sorry, because Hattati again, I think was made his goal get chopped. Was it chopped after it? Actually, Hattati's in that box spare again. Nobody on him, and it continually happens there that first half.
Hattati's brilliant, isn't it?
Superb,
I love Hattati.
Brilliant. He really was. I think he was the top.
Will teams come in for it like Hattati in mind, I think?
Does he play for Japan or does the boy for Leeds keep him at the team?
Hattati doesn't start for Japan. I don't know who starts ahead of him, but he doesn't start for Japan.
I think the boy for Leeds is better.
It's very, very close, man. Tanaka just doesn't give the ball away.
I think
Hattati's probably get a bit more at his game. If you offered me one of the two, I'd probably just favour Hattati, to be honest. But Tanaka's special. Good.
What age is Hattati? What age do you know?
That old age question. 25, 26? 26, I think.
But I don't know if I
Used to go now if he's gone into.
Will big teams come in for him?
I think teams will be looking at him 100%.
What level do you think? Brighton sort of?
Even like you look at Bundesliga, Serie A, French League. I don't know if these teams will be looking at him, but he does it in Europe as well, Hattati. He's not just sort of, he's been outstanding.
I don't think they'll sell too many of those Celtic. Maybe just one. Big
Rodgers,
one.
He was quite.
I think
in his press conference, I think it was on the Friday when he said we need to get more quality in because teams always need to add a lot more quality or a different voice as a manager. Hear that?
I think he'd get rid of Kuhn right now if he get an offer.
Definitely. What's happened to him?
Something's going on there, mate.
I don't know. Player of the year potential one, and then now he's kind of just fell off a cliff.
He's been told he's got 5 games, similar to you, innit? 5 games you've got.
Prove yourself.
Will Forrest score?
Aye.
Did he close Saturday?
No, he wasn't really close, but he's so good, mate. Seeing that position, I would rather he played for the left. I said this other day, I think it's easy to score, Ross. I think you might agree with me here. For your right foot, it's easier to score when you're on the left to cut in and shoot. On that right hand side is really hard, I think. I know it sounds stupid, but
you know, scored hundreds playing for the right hand side.
Oh, he's goals.
But see, when he comes in, he's got the old outside of the foot, doesn't he? He does that constantly.
He's not bad with bending.
What a bad segment.
Charisma.
What a bad segment.
I don't think he's ever played in the left.
He's no.
So where did that come from? You just want to see him on the left?
No, just as in...
You were thinking yourself, wouldn't you know?
Aye, but no two Kenny's never played in the left.
How come your hair's standing up at the back?
Just a bad segment, mate, on. Came from McInnes. Need that out. Need that bit of McInnes out. I'm telling him out of day's job. A guy that just gets sacked for Boca at the kids at Boca.
You got sacked at A club.
Holy fuck, this is a badging.
You alright, mate? Give him a hug, Charlie. 1,000 passes Celtic in the game.
Aye.
Do you know the relative? Is that incredible?
Usually I would moan about that. It's a bit boring sometimes, but obviously in that we could get the 4 goals. Or just honestly, mate, that first half an hour was exceptional.
Was it just non-stop?
Oh my, mate, I genuinely thought it could have been about. You were like, what is this going to end up here? And then we Armstrong scores.
Do you think they're in big trouble? Come on up.
Aye, I do.
Who you fancy for the second bottom spot?
Oh, I don't know, mate. It's a tough one. I think
it's tight. I think I'm going to go Ross County.
I think Dundee will get out of it
Tight.
because Simon Murray and his goals. You look at the other ones, Kilmarnock, not really got a Ross County.
Boy, Hale scores for Ross County, didn't he? Scores goals, but
Scored a few. I would probably lean towards County.
I don't know. So Ross County would go to St Mirren and not like they're always in a game. Ross County. I don't know if it'll be Ross County by then.
I think it's
I see
so
Killie
tight.
getting beat 5s and 4s, and that worries me, mate. Worries me. The one thing Killie have got is a top manager in Dell, innit? But players wise, I'd really worry for Kilmarnock.
He looks short of confidence on.
I think he'll have enough to squeeze that wee bit more out of them. Saying it's Tony Docherty, I think he'll do that. I just think that wee gap will be made up for their two experience. Obviously Tony Dock is no longer in the job at Dundee, but I think he'll get a wee bit more out of them with the 2 centre halves coming back, the experience they've got. Big Joe Shaughnessy and Clark Robertson.
Yeah.
They've not played together a lot this season, and they've picked up a few results with they two playing. Yesterday they come up against a good Hibs team, but I think they'll be alright in the bottom six.
You look at Dundee's players, there's loads of players that have had good seasons. I think Mulligan, Cameron, Murray, players, the boy for Burnley, good player.
Brilliant.
Ross County's the same boy, Chilvers, good player, Nisbet, Hale.
Mulligan
You look
the
at
boy that-
Kilmarnock, right, who would you say has had a good season for Kilmarnock playing
Wales
wise?
has been good.
Wales only really came in the second half of the season, hasn't he? But
They've missed Vassell, haven't they?
massively missed Vassell, mate.
Big player for them.
He's not been seen since he was on this podcast.
What happened to him?
Him, Ross Docherty and Marcus Fraser are sitting on a motor somewhere, mate, he's crying, screaming
Listening
at
back
Apple.
to the podcast. What
Just
was the worst?
listening to the podcast on loop.
What was the worst? Imagine a guy like me saying that after that segment I've just done. Holy fuck, man.
That was a brilliant set. What about with the Taylor? How do you think you'll stay at Celtic?
No.
I think so, he will now.
I've got a wee feeling he'll stay. You didn't put your baby in a Celtic baby grow if he's not staying next year. You canna.
No, you're right.
Canna, mate. He's staying.
Why isn't? Is he been offered a contract?
Think so,
But he doesn't want to be backup.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be anything to do with finances, to be honest. I think it's just the fact that he knows KT's going in there and he's going to be second choice, isn't he?
Because Taylor never played at Arsenal because they played the inverted fullbacks, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he'll be fine doing it with Celtic, obviously? He does prefer to be that sort of attacking fullback.
Then
than the side
Johnson
that's-
doesn't really do it, does he?
No, that's true.
So I don't think he'll ask. No, I don't think he'll ask Taylor to do that.
Didn't I go ask him to invert?
No,
So is it important that you have two, one that can do that and one that can do something a bit different?
it's just whether Greg. I think that's a good thing to have, but it's just whether Greg Taylor would be happy. You'd see the bigger games that maybe Europe and Rangers and stuff. You would imagine Taylor would be your number one left back. Would he be happy with that? I don't think so.
Well, here's a good question. I don't know if it's a good question for myself, but did you ever sign thinking I'm not going to play here? Did you ever sign again with Celtic when you weren't like the first choice? But I mean, you thought there's a possibility that there's somebody ahead of me here, but I'm going to fight to try and get in the team.
I just always thought that was the case. That was never. I thought never. I kind of had confidence in myself that I would get in, but you always know that you're only 1 or 2 games away if you've been on the bench. I think that's always the case.
And that's what I'm saying. Surely Taylor's not looking at Taylor going, right, I'm never going to play. Surely you're right.
I
Right, I'm
know.
going to fight him for this spot here now. That no part of being at a big club.
I know, but
That's
maybe
Celtic,
he looks at it and thinks the money that's getting spent here, and he knows he's a good player. But then he must look at the fact he's injury history, so he can't play all the games. He'll still play a decent amount of games, you'd imagine.
I just think if he was going to stay there and sign by
Right,
now,
yeah.
What would your advice to him be?
it just depends what he wants. I don't think it's anything to do with not getting offered enough money or anything like that. But Slaney said there it's about his mindset. Can he get it? Can he accept being potentially a backup left back, which is what he's going to be? If it was me and I was in that position, I would probably be doing the same as what he's doing, is looking to go somewhere. Especially when you're at the peak of his career, isn't he? So he wants to be a first choice left back in a team as high as possible. So I think he's doing the right thing.
I think you've got inside info, you know what to share.
No, not at all.
You've got a lot of friends in there.
No, not at all. But I'm going to phone Dale, mate.
Why? What have you said that's bad? You said he was a top manager at 6 times to cover your track, so
I suppose.
you're fine.
But I've actually called him out. He got it wrong. His press.
No, you know.
Did I know? You'd have said it, but you did pull me up on it.
Finding you up,
Are you?
Joe.
Ah, you did, mate. You was,
Never know if he's been serious or not, don't you know?
Hey, Charlie. You want to see him? You happy he's back on?
He's
Just
a
came
bit.
back to the Kelty thing, by the way.
Yes, go on. Say.
I'm no surprised that they won at the weekend because I left all my stuff on the desk for the next manager that came in. And he obviously looked at it, so I had all the prep done.
You prepped it all.
You've saved him, but
Aye.
you've saved her. Sorry, just quickly, have you missed it since you've been out? At any point have you missed it, like Saturday 3 o'clock?
No. Well, I've only been 1 week since I came out, and I had experience for retiring for playing to having 8 months or something, not been involved in it, so didn't miss it then. I've not missed it in that week there so far, so we'll see what. You just never know, do you? You get 2 or 3 months can get past, you think, you know what, I want in some other capacity or whatever, but no, definitely not that side of it, or aye.
They coach him, it's the best. See, assistant manager, it's the best job in the world.
Aye.
Best. I love it.
But then I'll look at Mark Kerr, who came with me, done a great job. and he went through the same stuff as me really, only I was the one that was sort of probably having to front it up. So I know, because we spoke loads and we bounced ideas off each other and constantly spoke, so well, obviously you've done the job. Did you know? Do you feel like you're part of that, or
No, you do, but you're not the main guy, innit? That's
And you're not dealing with
players, and you're dealing with
or-
boards. What a difference it makes, me honestly. You can actually enjoy what you're there to do.
right?
You know what I mean? I never speak to players outside the training, didn't speak to owners outside the training, just when I get there,
which you love doing.
which I love doing.
Aye, that's good.
Charlie, see when you made the decision you phoned Kelty up, did they try to change your mind or anything like that? Or?
No, no, they were probably quite happy that I'd made the call, I'd imagine, because
I had Tam were on hold, didn't they?
we'd been beat 6-0 for Bolton in the league, so, and we had a couple of good performances, but the results wasn't good enough. They were probably buzzing, to be honest with you. If I had to be completely honest. Aye, they won the scramble.
Was that when you
They won the
decided?
so when you offer your resignation, that's the first time I've ever done it. They need to go. He goes to the board and they say, right, he's offered it. So I don't think they were going to jump and go, no, tell him to keep. Do you know what I mean?
When was it you decided that you were definitely chucking it? Was it that Dumbarton game?
Aye. That game.
During it, after it?
Listen, I had doubts for a few weeks before that. I said that to you. I started to think this isn't for me. But you still go and you think, right, I'm going to give it everything and see what happens here. But you just never know, because just say we'd go to that result against Dumbarton, but I went, oh, listen, I'll see what happens. I'll keep going here. It's much easier to do it when it's like a writing's on the wall type thing. So I had the feeling probably, well, I would say about maybe when it went to 4-0.
Was it?
Well, I went, aye, that's nailed. They're either cutting me or I'm leaving.
Remember
I
we
never
got
actually made the phone call until the Tuesday after.
Tuesday, we got beat 5 for Rangers. I was on the side thinking that I'm done here, man. But I obviously had to keep going to end this.
I had never seen you like that.
Off.
The motors coming home.
See, the thought of that, mate, honestly, it gives you the fear, thinking how it makes you feel.
I think you should just start greeting in there. Do you?
It's mad though.
But you could great, you could burst into tears. You sit on your couch after a defeat, mate, you could sit and burst into tears, mate,
do you think-
uncontrollably.
Do you think that all managers are like that, or do you think that, I don't know what you're like, but as a person, I'm not really a stressful person, and I like to live stress-free. I know that's not easy, because you obviously there's things that bring stress in your life, but you try and avoid that scenario. So I wonder if there's other managers that just are used to that feeling and just continue to, it's just normal to them.
Well, Martindale, he says he's stressed out, he's not. But I think he's another one like Lenny, he probably enjoys that, mate. Enjoys having that in his life.
Managers age pure quickly though. When they first go into the job, looks like it just takes air them completely.
So that was the real reason I left.
You're starting to look old.
I found 3 hairs on my pillow one morning. I thought, I'm not losing my hair.
Do you know, you said something, Charlie, that it was on when we were met on Monday, that when you were a player, right, and you've had a bad game, you can go back on the Monday. I'm going to do everything right now.
So that's the thing. That's what I thought. I thought I'd potentially enjoy management more than playing. But see, when you're a player, you only care about yourself. You know that no matter what, you turn up the next day and train properly, you'll feel good. If you turn up on the pitch, you only need to worry about yourself. And within that, you can control people. As a centre back, you can put people in positions. As a manager, you don't have that same buzz of being able to do that, or being in full control of it like that. You're putting you control it in a way where you motivate players, but once you put them across that line, you're relying on them to do it for you.
Yeah.
What was the hardest part of the job? What did you find the toughest?
The toughest part of it?
You're travelling?
No, it was fine.
Is it?
Aye. Probably after a bad performance. Not so much a defeat, because I when I went into management, I was adamant that I wanted to have a team that played a certain way and results would come. So it was merely the terrible performances where I didn't see anything that I'd worked on. I was like, that was the hardest bit, because you think, what have we just
putting this across right?
Aye, you question yourself big time. How did you put it across? What was it said? what was said, why I'm spending all this time focusing on this, and I don't see kind of one bit, especially if you see it the weeks before.
Yeah.
That was the hardest bit. Annan was a sore one because I know the weather wasn't great, but we'd been brilliant for 2 games, and then we
Thought you were getting somewhere.
we just kept missing passes and missing that final pass, and we should be. Maybe I was expecting too much. Maybe you think to yourself, what the players you've played with or the level you've played at, they may think that, all right, we've had 2 decent results, or good decent performances, but we've not had any results off the back of 2 draws. Can we go now go and batter on and get a result and really show what? It just didn't happen. Maybe you'd expect boys to turn up and go, right, let's get a result and a performance here, but it didn't happen. That was a sore one.
Who's that, mate?
Is that wee old woman?
She still can't get your skids off her.
Stains.
Who's that?
Just a guy for work.
Who's it? Did you never think about going managing?
No, mate, it's never interested me at all.
How come? Just
I don't know. Never something that I thought I'd be any good at, to be honest. It's interesting to hear it because between managing and coaching, if I was going to do it, I'd probably have preferred manager, but listening to everything you're saying is like, fucking hell, doesn't sound too much fun, does it?
Many managers do say that though, don't they?
nah. Fair play. I think I've said this before, being a part-time manager in Scotland is one of the hardest jobs, mate.
Mm-hmm.
No, you only see them 2 nights a week. You don't know what they're doing outside their life, what
they're eating.
what's going on in their work, but you can't control the things, mate. It's so tough.
I couldn't believe, and it never happened in my time there, but like the staff would inform you what happens, and sometimes people can just go on holiday pre-season and that.
We done a bit of it. It does
My
happen.
mind was blown, and then you're like, well, that's part-time football. They can just go on holiday whenever they want.
I know.
That never happened in my time, and I can't say any of the boys ever done that. But when I heard that, I was like, oh, well, that
Stag
makes
do's is a
sense.
bad
But
one.
Huh?
Stag do's is a bad one.
Got a stag do.
Aye, that happens all the time, part-time.
I know people that book holidays during the season with baff on that. Our boys are great, to be fair. I really like our boys. They were out last night, heroes, man.
Did you see them last night?
Did
Did
boys,
you?
mate, I sat with them till 2:30.
Did you?
I wouldn't usually do that, mate, but I genuinely do like the boys. Like, Robbo's just got his teeth done in Turkey, man.
I've seen a few pictures.
See his
of it.
pictures? He's a hero, mate, honestly.
When's the playoff?
Week Saturday. Coming.
That'd be brilliant, aye.
Barora away. We're going up next Friday, 2 Friday nights.
You at home?
Home first, then away second.
Yeah,
Both ties.
would you know any? Was you at home or first?
2 games of football, mate.
And then what happens there? You play second bottom of League 2?
Play bottom of League 2.
Bottom of League 2?
Winner of the Highland and then bottom of League 2.
Right.
Exciting, mate. An extra month onto your season, man. We've played 57 competitive games this year in the Holland League. Madness.
Some if you go up, but that extra month if you don't go up is fucking.
I'll know, but I don't think it'll be seen again if we didn't go up, mate.
Just in it.
I'll be in with Fraser,
Still 2 seats and up.
Ross Docherty and Big Vassell, mate. Just screaming.
Roscoe, you've been brilliant, and Charlie, great to see you back.
The best story of all time on open goal, Ross McCormick.
Go on, Roscoe.